The button has been pressed.
Whoa.
Pat is with us after 20 whatever episodes. Welcome back, Pat.
Hi.
We didn't scare Momo away.
No.
They are also back with
Unfortunately,
us.
we are not scary anymore.
We are not scary enough
The curtain's been pulled too far back.
with Harry not here. He's the scary one.
Can I help with the scary? I have a
Yeah.
scary ring.
I'm from Australia. You think a spider's gonna scare me?
You are correct.
There's
Yep,
only about
yep.
100 different spiders that could be killing
You're the
Momo.
wrong person for me
They
to
do
try to
love
scare
their
with this
spiders
ring.
up there.
With a spider.
Or down there. They love their spiders down there.
I think a lot of people are afraid of spiders in Australia. I specifically am not.
You just have a lot of big boys.
I myself am afraid of spiders, which is why I have the ring. Because it is kind of exposure therapy. I have to see it, get used to seeing it.
Excellent. Well, welcome to episode 35
Whoa.
of the SixPackPodcast.
Whoa.
Shannon,
Yeah, what's up?
do we have any housekeeping?
Not. Hold on. I have to clear my mouse pad. Too many boys on
That's
my
housekeeping.
mouse pad. I don't think so. Let me open the bad boy. Well, we got some comments. We got
We do have some
Jazzy
comments.
asking when we're getting dragons. That's a good housekeeping thing. Like, where are the dragons? Can we
Soon.
not afford the dragons?
TM.
We need dragons. Mark
Here's
is
one.
asking why Dolly is a llama.
No comment.
Like, I understand what he's doing a bit.
Uh-huh.
I just don't know where the bit came from. It's like he made up his own bit. And
I get the joke, but also
right. I don't think we even said anything about a Dalai Lama at all in the podcast. So he's just saying words.
Yeah, you did.
Did we?
Yeah. The Radian dream.
Oh.
When you thought that maybe he was like Avatar: The Last Airbender, where he picked the Avatar's toys or whatever.
Dalai Lama. But yeah.
The glasses.
But the comment specifically says, I know Radian is a horse and Kel is a panther, but why is Dolly a llama? So, like, it literally has...
Nothing to
Okay,
do.
Mark.
I
think he needs to put the air breather on or go outside and breathe real air. It might help.
I think he's been smelling his paints a little too much.
It might
Or the printer
help.
resin.
It might
I do a
help.
thing at work where I judge people. Every time someone makes a joke, I'll score them. I'll do like a team's reaction where I score them.
Yeah.
I give that a 7 because I laughed.
Okay, good. Good.
Is that out of 10 or out of 100?
Good for you to work that out. What do
Yes.
you think?
Oh,
Yes is the answer?
It's choose
Okay.
your own adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, great. Fantastic.
Whoa.
We have moved rapidly on to episode 34 review. I see.
I never look housekeeping.
Housekeeping episode
For
review.
me, that falls under housekeeping because it's under the housekeeping section.
We are getting Pat's paper ASMR.
Sorry. Done now.
There's no housekeeping except for all the stickers I have on my desk there.
Excellent. We're also getting Pat's fan and air conditioning ASMR. We
Enjoy
apologize
it.
in advance.
It is a little bit warm where I am right now, so
That is understandable.
it's not 39 Celsius anymore like it was over the weekend, but it's still sweaty weather.
Unfun.
Yeah.
Unfun. All right. Let's get into newsy news then.
Let's get into it.
Let's bring up the we will be in July very shortly.
So soon.
End of Pride Month.
I know.
Yeah.
I've worn my
I
Pride
don't
shirt.
know if Holly has posted a July update yet.
Well, it's still the 30th, so it'll probably go up
I-
tomorrow.
Do not believe she has.
Because
So-
usually it goes up either the 1st or like
or like the
second.
next working day.
Yeah.
If it's on a weekend, yeah.
So in
Yes.
like 3 more hours.
you
Uh,
don't know. She might be up watching the match. She might post it right at midnight. You don't know.
Technically, Pat, you are correct.
She's
it'll
gonna be up
it'll
watching the
be
match.
3 hours and 40 for us.
3-ish
Here-
hours.
Yeah, here in the
'Cause-
King's England. But,
Yeah, because I'm thinking she might just as well have scheduled it. So
So what we're saying is we
Just
should
like
have waited
Doug.
3 hours.
we
and
should have
40
waited 3
minutes.
hours for this news section. Yes.
Just like
Aw.
Doug,
Um,
who scheduled a post on the Patreon. We love you, Doug. We appreciate your hard work. You tried, and that's all we can ask from you.
Exactly.
That was very silly. I love that it went up again, fixed. Thank you, Doug. You're trying your best, and that's all we can ask. We love you, Doug.
All right, then. Excuse me. I don't think there's anything big to mention other than Legends of Akaroth next week.
Tomorrow. Not tomorrow, Thursday.
Is it next week or is it?
2nd of
Okay,
July.
it's the second, right? Yep. Good.
I thought
So,
tomorrow was Thursday.
2 days.
Tomorrow's not Thursday.
Someone's
Well-
paying attention.
Tomorrow is not Thursday. You would
actually
be correct.
today, because isn't this coming out on Thursday?
Comes out on Wednesday. So it is
When's-
tomorrow.
we will
So,
publish
yeah,
this
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
For
Pat,
some of you,
so
it will
yes.
be
You were
tomorrow.
correct, Momo.
Thursday.
For some of you,
Um,
it will be tomorrow.
It does look banging, so I'm looking forward to
Mm-hmm.
that. Otherwise, we talked about a bunch of games that the crew will be in. Since then, more things have come to light. It sounds like Mr. Star is also going to be in Stronghold 4.
He's everywhere. He'll do anything
He-
for money.
He is everywhere. It is known. He's also doing a couple indie games, which the names escape me at the moment.
He was announced for New York Comic Con finally.
Mhm.
Which to me, it's surprising it's been this long. But exciting nonetheless, because I do have a Friday badge. So I will be seeing my very best friend and my very worst enemy, Benjamin Mark Starr. Hopefully, fingers crossed, because who
It's
knows
gonna
how
be a
crazy
long
that's
line.
going to be.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've waited in his lines before. Yeah, but it would be nice to see my friend. Hopefully I get to see him and
He's gonna
the
be
cast of Claire Obscure.
he's gonna be at FanFest in Toronto this weekend, I think. Shan? Or is it next weekend?
Not sure. My friend
Soon.
sent it
Soon,
to
I
me.
think.
I can check for you because my friend actually sent it to me because she lives outside Toronto. So I do actually have the date handy. I just have to pull it up. Because it was literally the last thing we talked about. In August.
Is it
Yeah,
August?
I was going to say,
It
I thought
is
it was in
August.
August.
I thought it was July. So
Some Canadian you are. I know you're from Vancouver. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
yeah. I also haven't lived there in 24,
I know.
25 years at this point.
Still, how
yeah.
dare you?
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
He's not a Torontonian or whatever they call themselves.
Definitely not. Definitely not. All right. So yeah, some games are coming out with the crew in. I think that's it. News-wise, it's gonna be a big month. July, June was already a big month. Lots of cool stuff. Looking
July.
forward to
Short name. Big fun. If you need me to
That's
write
what they
bylines
say.
for your
Great.
brands, just let me know. At least in our case, it's gonna be a big boy month, but you know.
Indeed. Indeed. All right. Doing lately, Pat, what you been up to? In
Oh.
the year and 2 months or whatever since you've been on. Tell us what you've been doing.
I am very old now. Yeah. I am been mostly lately, very lately, sweating a lot, trying not to die from the heat, trying not to melt from the heat, then sweating some more, and sweating at work, sweating at home. So it's a very
It's a sweaty
warm
time.
time for me.
Sweaty,
Yep.
sweaty time.
Otherwise, I last week got Witchspire and I started playing it. Haven't gotten far yet because Sims 4 just got my attention. My friends have infected me with it, and there is a pack that I've eyed ever since I started playing it, and I got it, and it's awesome. It's the Enchanted Nature something, and there's fairies, there's a lot of very pretty mushroomy interior design stuff, and I am all for that. So yeah, that took my interest for a while, but I am coming back to Witchfire because it is everything I love. I love survival games. I love building an open world, and the fact that it's witches with adorable familiars. Yes, please give me that. And I see that some of you have also started with Spyro, and I'm gonna be asking, which of the familiars did you take?
I can't remember. I'd have to look. The fox thing?
Mm.
I
Perhaps?
have the little dragon,
Ah,
or at least I started with the little dragon, and I probably won't say anything more because I will then spoil parts of the game for you.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I took the flying kitty because black cat
Okay.
with wings give me yes. Other than that, I'm doing a lot of cross stitching. I did the stamp cutting for this
Oh, the stamp cutting
six-pack
was
thing,
very cool, Pat. Yeah.
and I still have to clean up this part because I just wanted to quickly see if I can do the letters, and I did, and I still have to deepen the rest of it, otherwise it really shows up on the thing, and I'm happy with it. And watched like Kari, our dear Kari, Creeper Princess, has infected me with this German YouTuber slash streamer called Gronk. He's been doing let's plays for video games for over a decade, and he is an absolute sweetheart and a chaos goblin and everything, and he's awesome. I've been watching a lot of that. Yeah, and then trying not to die in the heat, sweating a lot, trying not to melt, sweating more, and so it's an intermix of all of these things.
Excellent. Well, we hope that the weather becomes more temperate for you.
Yeah, that's also my hope, because my kitty, she loves being up on shelves and everything, which she cannot really do right now because heat rises, and I just find her often lay sprawled out in front of the fridge, but the bottom of the fridge, because that's somehow a little bit cooler than the rest of the place. So,
Excellent.
and I give her fresh cold water when I get home and in the morning when I leave, and it just warms way too fast.
Heat is unfun, or can be. Too much of a good thing. Very good. Thanks, Pat. Shannon, what have you been up to?
Well, like most people, I don't know about most people, but like many people on the planet Earth, I have been following the World Cup, which is no surprise, really. Apparently, it was a surprise to my mom that I cared, and it's like, I do watch the World Cup every 4 years. Like, this isn't new. I mean, I didn't watch it last time for reasons. But hey, I do usually watch it. Um, so yeah, I've been watching that. It's been very silly, very fun. Um, and just kind of always rooting for the underdogs. That's just kind of what we do here, unless it's the U.S. But they're I would call them an underdog because the men's team usually sucks. I'm gonna be honest about that. It's very funny to watch Americans on Twitter talk about the U.S. national team because they always, when they talk about, they specifically complain about the men's team because we can't complain about the women's team. The women's team is multi-time champions. They tend to be more well liked, the players as well. On average, there are some kooks, but like on average, we love our women's team. So it's always really funny to see everyone like talk about like, or people who just got into it because we won some games and we made it to the knockout stage. It's like, you guys have no idea. This is exciting for us because this doesn't happen. The men suck. Usually they suck. And I think part of it is because we stole Balogun on a technicality from the UK, which I think is really funny. Well, from England, which I think is really funny. The jokes about wanting to give the flight attendant who told his mom she was too pregnant to fly a Medal of Honor are very funny jokes. Because by all rights, he should not be playing for the United States, but he was born here because his mom was told that she was too pregnant to fly, so she ended up giving birth to him in the United States. Incredible stuff happening there. But also, if you weren't paying attention to me in the World Cup chat, someone from my hometown scored a goal in the match against the one that we lost against Turkey, which was very, very exciting. He scored, it was the second fastest goal in U.S. men's history, which is very fun. It was within 3 minutes of the match starting. His name's Austin Trusty. He's from my hometown. So hearing them say my hometown on the national broadcast was very exciting for me. We were all celebrating, like everybody in Philly was celebrating. We were all so excited because like a Delco man, which is usually a joke, like it's like Florida man, like Delco man scores goal in World Cup is a very funny thing. It's too bad that the U.S. men's jerseys are sold out everywhere because I would have bought an Austin Trusty jersey. Though my sister said she would never buy one because she knew him and she's not a fan. She knew him. And I'm like, I don't care. He's the first Delco man to score a goal in the World Cup. I think that's funny and I want to support that. But yeah, very exciting stuff to see Austin score. They didn't win, but like it felt like a victory to us. Because yeah, that was just I did get weepy. I did get a little weepy. I got a little emotional because like that was crazy to me. I've never had that happen before. Obviously. So that was cool. Delco man scores goal in World Cup. Delco man scores second fastest men's goal in World Cup. So there's that. And I'm Cote d'Ivoire lost today, so that's sad, but I'm rooting for Mexico and not France, even though it would be cool to see them play in Philadelphia on the 4th of July. That's pretty cool. Historically, that's pretty cool. Since France was a good friend of ours during the Revolution. So then I played some 14. I'm actually playing MSQ, so everyone can stop bullying me. I finally decided to play some MSQ. Not a ton because I've been busy. I was dog sitting, so I was away from my computer for 3 days. And then I've had a goofy work schedule and the World Cup, so I've not been gaming a lot, which is sad because I still want to finish James Bond, but I also need to have hours of game time to play James Bond because I lock in. And if I don't have enough time to lock in, I'm not going to play it for my own sanity. So hopefully next week I can get some time in. I was told I was going to have a mental health day in 2 weeks, and that was a lie. So we'll see. I also took 2 of my coworkers to see another coworker in Greece, so that was fun. She had her first day back at work since she took a week off for rehearsals and stuff.
The musical,
not
Greece, literally in Greece.
No, not in Greece. She's in the musical Greece.
Who did she play?
That's cool.
She played Rizzo, which when she told me she was cast as Rizzo, I was a little surprised. Like, she looks like a Rizzo, kind of, but like, if you met this girl, you would be shocked. Yeah, but she did great. Like it goes to show, like I said, if you looked at her, you wouldn't immediately think Rizzo. You'd actually think Frenchie if you saw this girl. But she pulled it off, so that just goes to show how good of an actress she is. But she was great. Her costume was really cute. She did really great in her solo songs. Like we were talking about some of the stuff, and we were like, oh yeah, the technical, like her song was really loud, like her mic was super loud, and she was like, no, I understand you when you say that, because she knows how to belt, and you shouldn't have your mic super high on a belting song. Bad vibes. But it was also a 14-year-old by himself doing the audio, so you can't be mad. I wasn't even mad. I was just like, that's a shame, because I bet there's a reason why. And she was like, oh yeah, it was a 14-year-old by himself, and I was like, that'll do it. But yeah, it was great. They were super fun. They had a little mini car on stage for Greased Lightning. That was funny. I also have never seen the stage musical, so it was there were many differences that I was not prepared for, but it was fun. It was very cute. So it was good that we got to go support her. And then my coworker who had never seen Grease asked if she could come over to my house early and watch the movie. So we watched Grease twice in one day. And I was like, this is a lot of Grease for one person.
That's too much Grease.
And I used to watch Grease all the time when I was a baby, because I liked Grease when I was a baby. I will say, I was startled to remember that John Travolta was actually closer to the correct age in that movie than many of his co-stars. And I also forgot how good looking he was in that movie. I was like, man, John Travolta was great looking back in the 70s. Like, no wonder he was in like Saturday Night Fever and all that. Yeah, obviously. Also, he's a great song and dance man. So it made sense that they cast him as the mom in Hairspray in the early 2000s, because he just really likes musicals, and you could tell. He was putting his all into that movie. But yeah, so that was fun. Super fun. I've been rewatching Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, which is my all-time favorite anime. That's right. You heard it here first. Shannon was a weeb in middle school. I'm kidding. No, I mean, I don't really watch any of the new, like all the stuff that everyone talks about now, I've never seen. But I've watched all the, like, what Americans consider classics, because I got into anime back during the first wave. So like, you know, the early 2000s stuff, the original Toonami, like Cowboy Bebop, Rurouni Kenshin, Wolf's Rain, Fullmetal Alchemist, the original Fullmetal Alchemist, mind you, because I was in middle school when that was coming out, and that's when I watched it. Inuyasha, like that stuff. The stuff that was coming over in the early 2000s, I was really into it, but Fullmetal Alchemist was like my jam. Unfortunately, the original is not available pretty much anywhere, but Brotherhood is on Netflix. So we've been watching Brotherhood, which has been really fun, because I just get to sit there and remember all the stuff I loved about it. I even found my Roy Mustang pop figure, the GOAT, played by the Travis Willingham, the GOAT. And then we watched the episode where he kills the character played by Laura Bailey, and that's really funny. But yeah, so I love Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. It means a lot to me. It's been really fun to rewatch it with my friend and talk about like what it was like to watch it as it was airing, because I watched both as they were airing. And having read the manga too, I get to talk about the differences with someone who actually cares, who actually wants to hear what I have to say about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I am going to try and find Fullmetal Alchemist, because I would like to rewatch the original. For anybody who doesn't know, the reason why there's two Fullmetal Alchemists is because basically when they did the original anime, because it was a huge hit, the original manga was still running. So they didn't have the ending, so they they followed it as far as they could, and then they kind of took the story in a slightly different direction. There's a lot of similarities, but a lot of major differences as well. So then, after the manga finished, Aniplex, who produced the original series, then remade the series, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, and when it came over to the US, it had pretty much the same cast, save for like where things get dicey with the canon and all that. And it's really fun to kind of watch and think about, and to kind of, you know, gear up into the original story, because I do love Fullmetal Alchemist. I've seen like all the movies. except for the latest live action one. I haven't seen that one. I used to play all the video games. Like I said, I own the manga, like a bunch of different versions. Like people would gift me the art books for my birthday. Like Full Metal Alchemist was my thing. That was my thing. So I was obviously very hyped when they cast Travis Willingham as Sephiroth in Final Fantasy VII Revelation. So I'm hype about that. A lot of people aren't. I'm hype because Travis Willingham's the GOAT. I've met him. We talked football when I met him because he's a Dallas Cowboys fan. So we talked a lot about that because obviously I hate the Cowboys, but I like Travis Willingham. He's very tall. And that's all the fun stuff because all I've been doing is working. Like if I'm not watching the World Cup or dog sitting or playing Final Fantasy, I'm sleeping or working. So I don't think. Oh, and then I guess along with the World Cup, I was telling everyone I'm working on my sticker book. I got the sticker book. So if you see me, it's like I'm trying to clear my desk because my dumb self put all the stickers on my desk and now I have no desk. And so I'm using my ADHD like listen while focusing on something else to do my sticker book so I can clear my desk again. But yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Excellent, Shan. I'm glad that you are reliving Full Metal Alchemist.
I love Full Metal Alchemist so much. I found my keychain from 2004 of Alphonse Elric, and I was like, man, amazing. This is 20 odd years old.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. I will not talk about the anime from my youth.
That's okay.
We'll just go
I've
right on
probably
to.
watched some of it, but
We'll just go on to Moira.
yeah. He
I
doesn't
have-
want us to know.
I mean, I watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood maybe when I was in high school, long after it had come out. Not long after it come out, but a period of time after it came out. It slaps. It slaps.
It slaps.
I've never seen it.
It
You should.
slaps.
It's really good. It's probably one of the best ever.
I mean, I'm someone who, but okay, let's put aside the fact that I grew up in Hungary/Austria. The stuff that I had on TV at that point was Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball stuff.
Yeah, I watched
And then
those too.
when I was
Yeah.
in middle school-ish, Pokemon, Digimon, and all those things. And at some point later, Inuyasha, Full Metal stuff, they never showed them on TV here.
Oh, I don't think
Yeah.
Full Metal Alchemist. I think that's why I didn't watch it till high school because it wasn't on TV in Australia. We shared it on USBs around
Yeah,
the school.
I think
Oh,
Funimation
yeah.
having a relationship with Cartoon Network was an Adult Swim is part of why we got a lot of the big anime back then. Because they had like a relationship. Because like Sailor Moon was on like the WB at like 7 a.m. every day.
It was the TV show.
Yeah, and then like the other like the big kids ones were like Saturday morning cartoons. Like I've seen all those too because they were Saturday morning cartoons. But a lot of the more mature stuff, like the big stuff that's very popular, originally aired like either in the late afternoon if it was appropriate or in the middle of the night if it was for adults.
I mean,
So
Dragon Ball was at some point pushed to the late times. Especially, I remember that I missed out on a key moment which got it banned in Hungary.
Ooh.
It was when Trunks from Dragon Ball Z, he comes from the future and cuts a bad guy's head off. That was it. And then it was banned from Hungary, and I had to stand in my room and practice playing the flute. So I missed the moment.
never to be seen again.
But yeah, after that, it was mostly aired in the evening, so at the 7 p.m.-ish time. So also, that was at that point on the German TV, which I had to translate for my brother because we watched it. Because it was at that point banned in Hungary.
Anyway, I have not been watching anime lately.
Good.
Listen,
We digress.
We digress. I've been watching mostly the World Cup lately. I'm a big football guy, so the World Cup is my jam. I'm Australia's not playing so great. Canada's playing better than I was expecting. So it's an ups and a downs. Like Australia's through the round of 32, but we got through to the round of 16 last World Cup. So that's like I didn't like how they played against the US. I didn't really like how they played against Paraguay, and that was at 3:00 in the morning. And I got up for it, and as I was talking to Shan the whole time, going, I think I'm going to fall back asleep. This is so boring. They keep showing us Brad Pitt at the US game. What's going on?
Yeah.
Not an important guy to be
What?
showing. There's football on.
Colin
Yep.
Farrell was literally there, but they kept showing Brad Pitt. Like, okay, fine.
Brad Pitt
you
wasn't
hate the
even.
Irish.
He wasn't even at the Australia game. Why are
No.
you showing me Brad Pitt?
Oh yeah, for context, this was one of those matches they showed 2 matches at the same time because it was like the last game of the group stages.
Yes, because
so
it was,
Turkey
yeah.
and the US was on at the same time as Australia and Paraguay. So like the Australia game was so boring that they just kept picturing the US match, which was a little more
What?
exciting, but
Okay,
That
but
is so odd.
it was super
Uh,
odd.
But we digress.
We digress
digress.
again. What else have I been up to? I went to Paris over the weekend. It was very hot. It was an absolute odyssey to get there in the first place. Trains cancelled, trains delayed, trains like as you're going through France, like while the heat wave was on, that was like I think it was 37 or 39 that day. They had a bunch of like rules about how fast you could go because the train tracks were melting. Or
Fun.
Didn't know they
something like
could
that.
do that.
Yep. So I made it. I had a great old time. I went to Monet's house. I think they say it's Monet's cottage, but I think that's a bit of a stretch to call it a cottage. But I went for the garden. I really like plants, so I was very excited to see that. And yeah, I've not been doing too much lately. I've also been playing Witchspire, and I got very excited about the God of War trailer, so I've been replaying some God of War. And that's really at work. We've got the six-pack picnic this weekend, so I've been preparing a few little
Goodies.
snickety snackities for that. I've got a few little gooey yummy aprons that I might be bringing along. So
I'm not jealous at all. No. Mm-mm.
As our resident Go Yummy CEO, you need to take advantage of all marketing opportunities.
exactly.
Not the apron that I'm jealous for because I have one, but I am jealous that you guys get to hang out, and I wish I could just plop and then plop back.
Look, I've just moved here, so I'm familiar with the jealousy and very excited that I'm here now. So yeah.
I also won't be at the picnic, but I do need to send Gooey Yummy money for Gooey Yummy Goose. Goods?
Goods.
Goods.
Go Yummy goods.
I was
There
trying
is-
to do
there is-
both, and I didn't like how it sounded.
No, but there is
No.
gooey yummy goods being set aside for you.
Oh,
No
for
money
them.
or bribery
oh,
required.
dang. No one wants to take my money.
Just
We just
Aw.
want you to keep your money, Sean.
They want me to keep my
Um,
money.
put it
Excellent.
directly into your coming to MCM fund. That's what I
Exactly.
want you
Piggy
to
bank.
do with your gooey
Yeah,
yummy money.
yeah.
Piggy
That
bank.
could happen.
Or to a
Um,
fund that is going to fund something crazy that Ben does.
Oh, God.
Oh god.
I'd rather not pay for him to do crazy stuff. I'd rather he just take a nap or something.
Or
Good
he
God.
just does it by himself.
That's the crazy stuff that you ask of him to do. You
I'll
go
pay
take
to
a nap,
take
my good
nap.
sir.
Yeah.
That was already the case last week. And the crazy cantrip stream.
Oh, God. I'm kind
Um,
of glad I missed it.
It was crazy.
Oh yes.
Some pants were removed.
More than
and
one.
I will
Oh,
just
no.
leave it there.
Oh, no.
Um,
What have you been up to lately, Doc?
Yeah, Doc, what are you doing?
I have also been World Cupping.
Cupping your world.
Oh God,
Yep.
that sounds.
Uh,
Mm,
thank you.
You're welcome.
you're gonna have to digest that.
You're
I
welcome.
kind of similar to Momo and the Australia game. I think the worst game of the tournament I've watched so far was Canada in the last
Yeah,
round.
that was a big oof.
It was so bad. So much so that I turned it off. But managed to turn it back on before Canada scored to go through. And I look forward to getting absolutely wrecked by Morocco in the next round, who are probably playing some of the best football, I would say, maybe in the tournament so far.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah. So got an uphill battle there, I'm afraid. Lots of swimming. Two meets last couple weekends. It was very hot in the pools. Rather unpleasant. But we had some good competition, which is good. Lots of medals won. Yeah. I've also been playing Witchspire. I put about, I don't know, 12, maybe 13 hours into it so far. I am trying to think of the best way to explain without spoiling. I guess I'm about 2/3 of the way through the sort of tech tree, the progression, the tiers. So I've expanded things quite a bit, got like 2 or 3 different sets of materials for building and stuff like that. I would say it's improved a lot. If you had played it, I don't know. If you had played it when I initially played it, which was only like 2 or 3 days, I think, after the early access, the combat was rough, like really rough. It's still a bit rough, but
I
at least
mean,
they're. I don't know,
the
when did you
tutorial-
play? When did you play, Pat?
Last Thursday, just before serving
Last Thursday. Okay, so you've at least got auto hit, right? So
I don't really
if
know
you
because I haven't
put your
done
mouse,
much yet.
yeah, so if you put your mouse like towards an enemy and then press the button, it automatically hits. Well, the
Oh.
original version had no auto hit,
Oh, no.
Okay.
and it
I mean,
was
I haven't had much
rough,
combat.
man.
It's just I have yet to figure out how to have the familiar be in the battle because when I did the lock on target thing, I had to resummon the familiar. Otherwise, it's just
In order
swimming
for
there.
it, yeah, it's the combat is light years better than it was maybe like a week to 10 days ago. So it's definitely improved. Definitely improved. The building is so much better after the patch from a couple days ago, 2 or 3 days ago. Before you had to like kind of guess when you were removing things
Oh,
about what would get removed and what wouldn't. So at least now you have two different modes where you can kind of switch back and forth in order to destruct things. Whereas before you were like, well, I'm just gonna click the button and see whether what I want to destroy actually gets destroyed.
to be honest, I haven't really gotten even to the building yet. What I got to was I was saddened by the fact that I have to attack those little stone guys to get stone. Because the game
Yep.
requires me to do that. Because as we have watched as I have watched in the because I went in the watch party at the Witchspire one shot, I was expecting them to be my familiar, like in a way. And now I have to attack them, but I don't wanna because they're adorable.
You can just pick stone up off the ground.
Yeah, but
You
the
have to go
game, they were part of the tutorial area that
Oh,
I have
okay.
to attack, and
So I have good and bad news for you, Pat.
okay.
Don't spoiler on it. Let her discover that.
The bad news is that you have to attack the familiars if you want to capture them.
Yeah, but
Kind of a bit like
that's
Pokemon,
different.
I guess.
That's different though,
Um,
because
It functionally,
I don't
unless it's
kill them
changed.
off, but this part of the game made me have to defeat them in order to get stuff from them.
Anyway, so, yes, the combat was very jank. It's much better. I have to say they have been
Good.
improving things, improving the building, substantially. Performance was actually really rough. And I do not have a crappy PC. Performance was really rough. Like I was at 30 or 40 FPS. But it's improved a lot in the last sort of 2-3 patches. So if you got it initially and then you were like, wow, this is a bit jank, I definitely recommend checking it out after the last sort of patches from the last 2 or 3 days, basically over the weekend. I think they had a big one on Friday last week. So big improvements.
Early access.
I'll have to play. I played on launch. I played a couple of times over the last sort of little bit, and then I haven't played since I think the really hot day in the UK last week. So maybe Wednesday, I just sat on the couch and played Witchspire because the thought of doing anything that involved moving was just not going to happen.
Yeah.
And then I haven't played it, so I might. That might be what I do tomorrow.
Yeah, it's definitely. I would say it's worthwhile checking out now. My only real big complaint with it at the moment is that some of the weapons, when you use them, the particle effects take up half the screen, so it's very difficult to see what the heck you are doing. But I'm sure they will improve more stuff about the combat. It's easy. It's early access, so
A question about Witchspire. Was it mentioned at all by anyone that if you play the male character, the voice that you can choose is from Matt Mercer?
You can choose Matt Mercer no matter what gender you play.
I know, but the fact that the male sounding voice, basically for whatever character you play, whatever gender you play, is Matt Mercer. I was dumbfounded when I was creating the character. I was like, what?
they're also doing the voices for all the Froblins, so the enemies that they were fighting a lot in the one shot. There, they did the voices for that.
But I was just completely struck by that fact, and it was a welcome and pleasant surprise. I had
It
to
even says that when you
repick-
pick the voices. It literally
Exactly,
says their
that's how I
last
found
names.
out. Okay, Mercer. Let me listen to this. That is Matt Mercer. And I had to pick the other voice and then this one again, because to hear multiple different sentences.
Yeah. Well voice acted, I would say. Even this early in the development. But yeah, worthwhile putting some time into, I would say.
Oh yeah, and I'm someone who has played many early access games, many similar vein games like open world, exploring, survival, stuff like that. Like I played so much Nightingale. I just am not really happy with the direction that at some point they took, and the whole progress thing where you learn things, how do you do that, and the whole the progression basically. I didn't really like that, so I haven't played for a long time now, but that's basically early access for you, because that's why they do it, because they basically test the game on the players, and continuous feedbacks and continuous patches create the end game, which at some point will come out and will be perfect.
Yes, I hope that they do not fall into the trap of literally a dozen or more open world survival games in early access. But they seem to have a nice roadmap, and the base game's pretty solid. So, yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic about it, and it's cheap. It's like $20, I think.
I'm excited to get to play.
For a while,
eventually.
it was also on discount, but I had to wait until I get paid so that I can buy it. And at that point, it was like a few euros more, so not a big difference.
Is the online stuff working in early access?
Online?
As far as I know, I personally haven't tried it. But
I mean,
Yeah,
that's one thing that I was curious about, because there's many of us in the six-pack community who play it. We could maybe try the multiplayer at some point.
yeah, as far as I know, yes, but I have not personally tried it.
Sorry, I just gotta
I
switch because heat in the headphones.
Yeah. Cool. I think that's it. I'll play more. And we'll see how things progress in that lovely community. I think we're ready to move on to episode of 57. Spoliers are up.
I think I have enough room now. So I
Have
can put my
you
notebook down.
situated yourself, Shannon?
Well, I mean, I made enough room. I put
Are you
enough stickers in
feeling-
my book that I
Oh,
can fit a
excellent.
notebook here. The problem was it was literally across the desk. So I was like, ooh, I have no room for my notebook. But now I do.
Sweet. All right. Let's bust through our predictions from last episode. I still hold with some modicum of hope that a one-word title will grace us. Unfortunately, Holly has let slip that there are many thes in the future.
Well, that's the thing. I have my chart now.
Has there ever been a word?
There has not.
No. Well, no, there has been. Oathbreaker. All the way.
Oathbreaker.
Let me get my chart. And I can tell
Shan,
you.
send me the link of your chart. We will show your chart.
Ooh.
I do love a statistical analysis.
I still have to finish it. But
Andy approved.
oh, it's not doing the thing. Hold on. I'm trying to do like a from. There we go. No, why are you?
A what?
Like to search for a message from me. Hold on.
Well,
Because
why
that's
would
easy
you-
for me to find.
Oh, to find the link that you've already posted.
I
see.
can't open Firefox. It will break everything.
Nope, no problem. Didn't
Sent
you
in
put it
spoiler
in the,
chat
You put it in the chat that shall not be named, right?
from yeah, but I feel like I can get it in spoiler chat too. But it's not letting me do the from search. It's making me do everything else.
That's all right. I got it.
Okay.
I got you. I got you. All right. Let's have a look at this spreadsheet here.
And then I have to open it. too.
Yeah. We got a spreadsheet.
I'm also
Number of
gonna get
words
it.
1, Oathbreaker. Number
Yep.
repetition 1.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, so basically I had to count each number
Oh my goodness.
because I had to like do an average or whatever at the end, so I had to know how many. All right, here we go. I'm finally opening it on my end so I can actually see what I'm looking at. So yeah, the only time we had a one word was Oathbreaker, and
Mhm.
it has not happened since. Now, the one we have the most
4
of,
episodes ago. Yep.
yeah, the one we have the most of is 4. We have the most titles are with the number 4 because the average total, the average word is 3.667. So,
3 and 2/3. Yep.
yep.
Wow.
Yep,
20
and
of
I
them,
still
in
have
fact.
more work to do, and Holly gave me some spoilers. So, but I'm gonna wait to
I
add
got a lot of
them.
those, man.
Lots of those.
Mm.
28 titles start with the word "the" out of 57.
So,
So that's almost half.
I remain hopeful.
Right.
But I was not correct. In fact, none of us were. Because none of us selected 2.
No one selected 2.
So we're all red, I'm afraid, Shan.
Yep, I'm about to color
um,
everybody right now.
But Jazzy was correct in his prediction that we would see Kindle and the Circle. I am disappointed that we didn't see the Feywild, but I remain hopeful that perhaps that will be forthcoming. So, Jazzy, we love you. Well
Good
done.
job. Being the only one to get anything right.
He's
Yes.
not spoiler prince for nothing.
He is not. That is correct, Pat. Pat and Momo, what did you guys think was going to be at the end of the final stack? Were you also of the opinion that it would be? I mean, I think we all figured that the obvious thing was the Circle, but
I had absolutely no idea. I mean, the thing about about Lassie and the whole forest and everything is that they were told to come here, white stag and dragons. So my mind was about, okay, they somehow meet dragons. I'm still not finished with that hope and thought
you're on Team Dragon. Yep.
because they are not out of the forest, so they had to go there because of dragons. However they get to the dragons is, yeah.
Up for debate at this point. Yes. Team Dragon. Momo, were you also on Team Dragon?
At the end of the final stag, I didn't suspect exactly what the minor scene was, but I did suspect it would have something to do with the attack on the village.
Okay.
Because I feel like there is, as we saw from the emotional reaction from Kel, I still think that there's something there, you know? So I was kind of like, obviously we've kind of covered the major scene there, so I didn't think it would be like anything big. So I was like, it would make sense if it was the minor dice roll. But yeah, I didn't even think of the druid circle.
Okay.
So I had no like expectation. I think with a lot of Kel's story, if you witness my minor crash out in the spoiler chat, I was so confused about like the order and the all of it. So I was like, I don't even know what to expect. So I was just happy to be along for the ride. And the good thing about this whole thing has just been like, it doesn't matter what happens, it's just going to be really good. Like everything at the end of the stag has been like, we've essentially had 4 episodes in a row where we've all cried or almost cried. So it's just, it's just been I feel like perhaps after I predicted accurately that Radian would argue with the tree, and then aside from that, I've just been like, I'm just here for the ride. Like, they're gonna take me somewhere good, and I'm gonna cry, and it's gonna be great.
I'm glad somebody's with me on that. That's what I've always said. I'm just along for the ride, man.
I think we're all along for the ride.
Yeah.
I mean, I have
Yeah.
general dragon theories, but I didn't really
Mm.
have anything specific about.
Yeah, I mean I think that's pure speculation at this point.
I
on the
now-
dragons, that's for sure.
Especially after Serving Cantrip, that slip from Harry, I have new theories. And also after last week's, no, I mean after Action Surge.
Action surge, yes.
Action Surge after the slip. Plus last week's Serving Cantrip where they said some things about, ooh, this and that. I have new theories.
We look forward to hearing them. Shall we begin with Holly's hair? Which
I
was
mean,
banging.
immaculate as
It's great as
always.
always.
There are not a lot of
even
people.
more fantastic.
There are
than
not a
you
lot of people who
would
can
say.
pull off bangs or fringes as well as she can. Like, whatever she does with her hair, it looks awesome.
I agree. It was a 10 out of 10. No other notes, I don't think, on the attire from the crew.
I
No one
have.
was catching any strays. Yes, Pat.
I adored Doug's shirt.
It
Black
was the
with a
scribbly
scribbly cat.
Scribbly.
cat. Yes,
Because it's a cat. I have to love it.
it was good. It was good.
I was debating whether to wear another shirt of mine because it's slightly smaller and like the smaller I wear the more comfortable I am, but I figured I should still at least represent. So, and that shirt is light gray with little black cat heads on it. So
Excellent.
almost.
Excellent. I guess maybe if we go back to the beginning of the episode, to the web grave site and a bit of unfinished business, shall we say. I'm still, maybe you guys are clear. Maybe things are clearer to you. I am still, I guess I'm of the opinion that they didn't do what Harry wanted them to do. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he just put them there to kind of see what they might do rather than having a plan for what they might do. And we did discuss this a little bit in the watch party about how sometimes Harry just kind of puts them in an area and says, "Do what you want, man." And other times he has a plan. It did feel though as if there was a reason to be there, but that reason was effectively not revealed. I don't know what you guys thought about the whole thing. I mean, we learned lots of stuff. Or I guess we got lots of confirmation, right, about things that we know, right? That the web went to the village. They killed people. That they, burned the thing down, etc., etc. We got lots of confirmation.
And we
But
did CSI
not a
Reliquiae.
We had a CSI Reliquiae and we had a bit of raising of the dead, which I'm sure we'll talk to about in a
Yeah.
second.
Yeah.
But did you guys feel like there was something obvious that they should have done, but that they didn't?
I am really bad at these things, figuring out what is meant to be done. But considering how Harry said something in the action surge about there was some kind of significance of the wasp nest, and they didn't figure it out. Like that leads me to think, okay, you are right now, Doc. So I think so. Yeah. I'm the last one to pick up on these things normally, so I would not have any idea what it could be.
Shan, did you have something that you felt like they should have done that you were just like, come on, do this?
Not really. I mean, if I did, I don't remember, because it was a week ago. But
It was.
No, I mean, because I mean, and I also was like doing a million things while watching the action surge, which was a bad idea. But because I think when the tree was like, I don't know, man, it's just a wasp nest. I think at that point I was like, okay, I guess it's just if the tree says it's a wasp nest, I guess it's just a wasp nest because it's a tree. But like I don't know. It's hard. Like if it were me playing a video game, I would check everything. But it's me watching other people play a game, so it's hard for me to kind of. I'm not the one sitting here like laying it out and kind of looking at it. So for me, it's kind of hard to be like.
You're not the one pressing control for the things that you should click
on.
Right?
Yeah, because I like. I mean, none of the server watched me play James Bond, but like, I literally make sure I interact with everything that's interactable before I like do the objective that causes the cutscene. Yeah, I'm very much an inspect everything person, because I want to get the full picture. And so it's like, if I were in like a situation where I could like control anything, yeah, I would have probably checked everything. But it's especially a week out. It's very hard for me to think of what I would have done differently, or like obviously like everybody was kind of trying to figure out their own thing, and then Doug was on a thing, and so like it's hard to wrangle that many like silly little guys. When one of them is having a clear emotional like reaction to something, I think it makes it even harder. So yeah, I couldn't have thought of anything different,
Momo, you're like, I feel like you're itching to be like, they should have done this.
I don't. So I've been frantically writing my thoughts down so I don't forget anything. I think there's two possibilities. I feel like all of these minor scenes have been about invoking a particular emotional response from Kelnis and I guess from Doug. At least that's how I felt about them. And I think either the first thing that felt like it was missing, or from Harry's perspective, was possibly that he didn't quite get what he was expecting from Kelnis. And I think that is... I don't want to say that's how I felt, because I don't think there's a right way to react to coming across the people that killed everybody you love. Mm-hmm. But, like, I think it's an interesting conundrum, right? Like, Kelnis could have been those people. Like, Dolly could have been those people. Radian could have been those people. And the understanding that these people had no idea, they had a task and they did the task. I feel like perhaps an emotional release of these people had nothing to do with it, even though they were the ones that did it, is like, I feel like that was kind of the emotional point. We kind of got there, but not really. I think the other thing is there could have been some... I wanted to know more about the wasp nest. And they all just sort of went, yes, the trees say, like Shan says, the trees say it's a wasp nest. It's probably just a wasp's nest. And I'm like, no, why is it there? Was it there before Yilda came? Did he take his name from the... Like, what's with this wasp's nest?
I love the ancient tree just being like, I don't know. Like, it's just... To me, it's just really funny. It's like, that thing should know a lot.
Pisses me off.
But I said no.
But I think the other thing is, I just don't think that scene... I think a lot of unexpected things happened with Radian casting Speak with Dead, and with, like, Harry was like, I was not expecting this. Like, I don't know. I think it was just a bit... It just went differently than those other, like, D4 roll scenes went. I don't know if there was an intention behind it, or just... Harry came in going, yes, I know my players and I know their characters, and instead he got something a little bit different than he was expecting. Or I want to know more about the wasp's nest. Was
Not
it
gonna
there
know.
first? Anyway.
Not gonna know anything further now. Yeah.
But the tree said that it is as Yilda found it. So was the wasp nest there before? Why
Before.
is it there? Was it just, did the wasps just go, hey ho, let's move in?
This is my house.
It certainly is now. Yeah. I did think. I guess moving to the Speak with Dead, I did like how they went through all that. In your own campaigns, Pat, how many times have you had Speak with Dead cast?
Not once. The only
Not
times that
once. Wow.
the only times that we've ever used it was when we were playing Baldur's Gate 3,
Okay.
where there is actual need to do it, because whenever we played and we come up, like, currently in the game that Kari is DMing for us, it's like, I don't know if she's mentioned it, but it's kind of an loosely based on the Princess of the Apocalypse, if that module says anything. And we are right now in a situation where we were baited into jumping through a teleportation circle, and we actually met the big bad evil guy, and we are getting our asses handed to ourselves. But this is only because we were trying to rescue some paladins who were hit by some agents of this guy. And the people that I play with are, for reasons, they don't leave anybody behind. And when we are trying to rescue these people, even if it's just their dead bodies, we want to bring them back so that they can be buried properly. So it's not like they would ever think of casting it. Also, I don't think any of us actually has it, because it's basically, the premise of the game was a very silly one, that everybody has to be a warlock. And there's me and another girl who's a pure warlock. The others are all multi-classing. So warlock fighter, warlock rogue bard, and we have a DMPC who's, I think, a warlock paladin. So I don't think any of us even has that spell. But even if we had it, the people that I play with, I don't think they're the kind of people who are for it. And on the other hand,
Yeah, I
with
mean,
the
it's
other
a-
game,
It's very situational, right?
there were we played with Kari, and she was another player for like over 3 years, nearly consistently every Sunday. Kari played the cleric, and she never cast it. But again, it's not like we came up on any dead who we needed to extract information
That
from. So I think
you
in a way, it's kind of up to the DM if they want to put dead bodies around us to
Yeah, I
extract
mean,
information from.
it's
If
it's
you
quite
do it,
it's quite
and
situational. You've got to deliberately take the spell, right?
yeah, if you want people to do it, you need to be having someone who actually has the spell. And if they have the spell, they're going to want to cast it at some point. So you put
Yep.
stuff in their way. And I don't know, I don't, like, Kari was never the person who would be interested in it. I don't know. But yeah.
Yep. Momo, you doing you cast Speak with Dead last week, right?
I didn't, but I do love Speak with Dead. In my campaign with my Australia friends, where I'm playing a Twilight cleric, and I do
That's
love to
good.
play around with the boundaries of death. So I am very excited. I think early on we cast it, but not in this campaign, but in the previous campaign we ran. But it's it can be a tough one for a DM, but it can be really fun because I think I've run a session where a player has cast Speak with Dead, and like the person that they cast, like the dead body that they cast it on, didn't didn't know the truth to tell them, so it lied. And how do you, like, they didn't insight check a dead body. Like, it was just, it wasn't a lie. They told them the truth that they knew, but the truth was not the truth. So it's such a fun little, and like in that instance too, it was such a good, like, I can't remember exactly what the line it was, like, why did you do it, or why were you here, or whatever. And the tiefling that they were quizzing was just like, it was what we were told. That it was just so good. I love that spell so much.
Yep.
Just like the web people. They were told
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah. I mean, it was affirming the answers to the questions they got. But that was it. It didn't really shed light on anything further, right? It's not like this individual was particularly forthcoming with extra insights. That's for sure. So I think we've left. Unfortunately, we've left that particular scene with more questions, I think, than answers. But that is typical with this group. So, all good. Related, though, is there a particular smell that if you smelt it, you would have an immediate reaction? Can you think of something right off the top of your head that...
Cigarette smoke, very negative emotions.
I think I don't know if you have them here. There's this like child, like where they used to sell it at like the tuck shop canteen at school. They're called eucalyptus drops, and they smell very strongly of eucalyptus. And we used to pretend that they were medicine when we were kids, even though they were not. They were just sweets. And so I just associate that, like, when you're on the playground at school and someone had 50 cents and they got themselves like a little packet from the tuck shop, and they were like, I have it, I have the medicine. So I always associate, like, and eucalyptus is such a common smell, like, in Australia. But even now, like, I still just associate the smell of it with those little candies. So I think that's the first thing that comes to mind when I think of, like, distinctive smells.
Shan, anything comes to mind?
Everything feels too specific, like I can't describe it. So I'm trying to think of something that isn't like the smell of a library. You know, because I used to spend a lot of time. I live next to. It's not there anymore. They moved recently, but I live right next to my township's library, formerly, and that always had like I can picture it, and I can picture walking in, and I know exactly how it smells. It's in like an old house that was converted into a library. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Because, like, I have, like, the obvious things, like Dad's cologne or Mom's house, but I couldn't tell you what they're meant to smell like. Like, Mom's house, I like her old house, too, because I don't think her new house even smells like this, but I remember distinctly how her old house smells, but I don't know what the smell is to tell you, like, that's Mom's house. It's just Mom's house. Things like that. Maybe Irish Spring is probably another, like, more specific one, but it's like most people know what that is. And that's because that's the soap my dad always bought. Never body wash. Just a big old block.
The bar, yeah.
Yeah, well, no, but he buys a block of them because he was a BJ's man. If you don't know what BJ's is, it's a wholesale retailer like Costco. And that man loved his BJ's. I mean, he loved Costco too, but Costco to him was like a relatively recent phenomenon. Like my whole life, it was BJ's. Also, the smell of BJ's in my noggin, because he would drag me to help him with the groceries all the time and have to push the giant cart because he would buy so much, because that's the idea of the wholesale retailer. So he would buy so many of these things that it's just like one of those smells. Like I started using it again because I didn't feel like buying body wash, and I was like, Irish Spring, old buddy, old pal. I don't know. It's hard to like think of stuff. You know, it's
I mean,
like
that was a lot of specific stuff, Shan.
yeah, it was just
So
very
I think,
specific.
I think you were thinking well.
Yeah.
You made me remember, I feel like this is a strange thing to associate it with, but you know, like baby powder?
Yes.
Like the particular smell of that. So I did ballet growing up. And if you have like the gel inserts that you put in your shoes, like when you do point work, you put baby powder on them, which it's disgusting, by the way, because you sweat and it like bleh. Anyway, I always so we like danced in this like old church that had been converted into a dance studio, and I always associate the smell of that place with like even though it smelled like it was like a whole complex smell. I always like when I smell baby powder, I'm like, the church that I did dancing with.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
Yep. There was my parents had there were car people, so there was always a car either in the process of being fixed or being parted out or whatever else. And my father would always buy this orange hand cleaner.
The good
And
stuff.
it had the kind of grit in it. Was very good for cleaning your hands after working on the car, greasy, etc. And it's just like, yep, I can just picture exactly where it was. My parents have even moved from the house where the etc. It's like I know exactly where that was. I know exactly how it smells. Yeah.
I feel like if you worked anywhere physical during COVID, whatever brand of hand sanitizer your workplace used is like in your brain for the rest
Burned
of
into
time
your
now.
Well,
Yeah.
for me, that was Starbucks. And we just kept using the same hand wash soap foamy thing, which was antibacterial that we always had to use. And we had some gels for sanitizing, which you don't have to wash off, just let it dry. But that was still the time when I was working at Starbucks, so my nose is very much still smelling the coffee. So, but yeah, the cigarette is for me very much ingrained because of my mom, and ever since she has been a smoker for all my life, and there are times when I woke up in the morning early on an empty stomach and my door was closed, the kitchen's door was closed, but I could still smell the cigarettes and it came through, and I just hate it. And sometimes when I'm already upset or in a bad mood, smelling cigarettes can make me very irrationally angry, because people are just not thinking how easily the smell spreads or how long it stays on your clothes. And yeah.
It's a very distinct smell. That is for sure. And it lingers, right?
Yep.
That's for sure. Cool. Interesting smells. If you have a smell that you associate with something very specific, put it in the comments. Tell us. Anything else on our lovely gravesite?
I have a question.
Go.
How does Kelness know the web? How does Kelness no, the web attacked his village prior to this moment, because this is how Yilda found out. We know this is how Yilda found out. He found these people in this clearing.
Mhm.
How does Kelnus know? And why does Kelnus still blame himself? Is it because is there a reason for that? Have I missed something?
My sense, and I admit,
Pee-pee.
it's a bit foggy now. Momo, we're 50 whatever episodes into all this, and the original discussion around these topics was like in the single digits, right?
It was like the first 2 episodes, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
very early on, is that Kelnus met the web later, and they told him that they could tell him who attacked his village.
Okay.
And then that was exposed later as, yeah, well, it's the web who attacked your village. And I actually even wonder whether it was even Yilda himself who told Kelnus that it was the web who attacked the village. I'd have to go back and listen to that
Yeah.
discussion specifically.
I feel like I need to go back and piece this all together, because obviously we'll probably get into a little bit more of Kelnus's past as we move on, but I was really surprised listening to the Action Surge that they have a locked in timeline for Kelnus's backstory, and I definitely feel like it's been a little bit shifty, because Doug just comes out with the most amazing emotional inserts into his own backstory off the cuff. Like, I'm pretty sure I remember what's her name?
Ariana?
No,
Elra?
Somnium Elra. Elra. I seem to remember that being improvised. The whole part of Elra and they talk about it in an Action Search where Harry was like, that was incredible, and Doug was like, oh, I just thought it would make sense, that they're using this addictive substance, blah blah blah, and now it's like so ingrained. So
now it is a significant moment in Kelnus's character progression. Yeah.
So I felt like it was a little bit,
I think there is a bunch of wibbly wobbly a little bit, which I have tried. I agree. It is a bit wibbly wobbly. I've tried not to read too much into it, because at times I think we're at peak Doug-cotomy, and Doug doesn't remember what he did 5 minutes ago, let alone 15 or 20 episodes ago.
yes.
But at the same time, I think, or at least my impression from what has been shared with us in the audience, is that Doug and Harry have spent the most time together.
Yeah.
And that Doug has been the most thorough and forthcoming with Harry as far as his backstory, etc. Now, maybe that's a bit of a stretch with how much time and effort that Holly has certainly put into Elwyn, but I don't know how much of that. I think Holly's mentioned she's got 20 or 30,000 words or whatever worth of material on Elwyn. I don't know how much of that she's shared with Harry necessarily, though.
I definitely got the impression, and obviously we'll go into the Druid Circle stuff later, but so much of the doctrine of the Druid Circle seemed not it seemed like that was...
I agree. I think...
So I wonder if that preparation has been like that
built
kind of
for
stuff.
a while. Yeah. I mean, I think if you're going to do something like that, and Harry's made mention to this a few times about sort of magic you need to know about and then magic you don't need to know about, right? And yeah, if you're going to have a kind of cornerstone, if you're going to do Circle of Wildfire and you're going to kind of ad-lib it a little bit, Circle of Wildfire means something in D&D as far as the rules are concerned, right? So if you're going to do that, then that needs to be kind of universal to the world, and you kind of need to decide that up front about how that's going to play out, right? You can't really just kind of, I mean, I think Harry's good enough that he can just wing it on that kind of stuff, but I don't think he would want to anyway, especially something so critical to the character. So that, yeah, I would say I would agree with you. I think that has definitely felt quite planned and deliberate. That's for sure.
But anyway, back to the clearing. Sorry, I have notes.
You have notes.
Right.
Excellent.
So the two other things that I wanted to say about the clearing was I really liked the symbolism of how hard they had to try to get through the trees to get into the clearing, like how in a forest of trees that move, this is almost like the forest hasn't forgiven itself for this, and it is still protecting what is in there or defending against what was in there with such fervor. I thought it was such incredible symbolism. And then the other thing is I really liked the conversation they had around when Radian was like, you will not find meaning here. And it was so obvious that what he was saying and the way that everyone took it was like not the same, because like Radian was kind of going to be like, you're trying to find a justification for why what happened to your people happened, but these people didn't do it because they're bad or because they're malicious. They did it because they're spiders in the web. That's what they do, you know. Whereas they were all like, people died, Radian, why are you saying there's no meaning here? So it was just, I thought it was such an interesting display of like, Doug has the answer in the sense that he knows that his people are dead and he knows why they died and he's found the people who have done it and he's trying to connect these two things together. Whereas you've got Radian, who doesn't have the beginning, the end, or the middle, and he wants, you know, so it's just so interesting. I really liked that.
I agree. I mean, there is a deeper meaning here. The deeper meaning is that they were looking for the amulet,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
There's no deeper meaning as it applies to Kelnus. There's no deeper reason for this death, right? Beyond a very kind of practical and selfish, I want the amulet from the Spider Prince, right?
That was the other thing I was thinking. When they were talking about how they took all of the, and this isn't my notes, I should have put it in. When they were talking about all the things that they took from the village, I wonder if they weren't like, well, we can't find the amulet. Perhaps these things are going to be of equal value to the Spider Prince, and maybe we won't die. But then they died anyway. But like, I wonder if that's why, or perhaps a reason why they took all those things.
In the spirit of like, there is no deeper meaning here, it's just like, well, you sent a bunch of people in to steal something, and
So they stole stuff.
they stole stuff and they looted, right? I mean, that you send a bunch of thugs somewhere and say, steal this for me, and they're like, well, I'm here anyway, I might as well steal some stuff for me too.
Exactly.
It's
That's
not-
how I would more
That's not
interpret
like
that.
some kind of massively outlandish thing to happen, right? So like the specifics of it, I think obviously, I don't think there's a deeper meaning to what, going back to deeper meaning. There's no deeper meaning to why Kelnus's mother's, perfume bottles or soap bottles, right, were stolen beyond. They were perceived to have some value and they were looted, right?
Yeah, that was all my notes.
Sweet.
We may move on now.
We may move swiftly on to the circle of wildfire. Tell us about Mr. McIntyre and they them pronouns, Momo.
Fabian is my new favorite NPC. Let's go. Let's go. I was
let's
like sat there like, they keep saying they. Did he just said he. Was he talking about Fabian? And I'm like crashing out. I'm like, is it they them? Is it they them? And then in Action Surge, Holly corrects Harry and
They were
Fabian,
quite deliberate. Yep.
Yes. So Fabian is non-binary. Let's go. I fucking love that. I said this to Kenneth afterwards. I was like, I feel like obviously it's great to have representation and stuff like that, but I've talked pretty extensively to Harry and also to Alex about, my gender identity and being non-binary. And it felt like a representation of the community. Like, I know I'm by no means the only non-binary person in the NatSex Discord, so it's like, that's like our little community, and now we're in the show, and it was just like, I was very excited. I really like Fabian. They are so cool. So I'm stoked.
Yeah, I'm only disappointed that we probably won't get to see too much more of them, but
No.
maybe we'll get another half episode or so of them.
I mean, the previous only other agender character was themselves, and they're dead. So
Hey, yeah, I mean, personally, I like the fact that it was just very normal, right? There was no deliberate insert here. It just flowed with everything else that was going on.
Exactly. Like,
Nobody was drawing attention to it, etc. Yeah.
I just really liked how quickly they picked up on it and just rolled with
I
it.
just kind of went with it. Yep. 100%.
as someone who's also not part of the non-binary community, but I am very accepting of everything and anything. And I've had friends who were very upset about certain non-binary people because, of course, most people know them by the people who are most obnoxious about it. And I have to keep correcting people about things, and like, it's just in personal conversations, and it still annoys me because it's not right to be disparaging, even if it's just amongst us. And still, just the fact that it was so side tangenty, like it wasn't an obvious in your face thing. It was just a normal, natural conversation. No big deal. It's Fabian. They are like that. And I just like how these things where most people learn about they them pronouns from those obnoxious people, and now it's just a sweet NPC who was just a little, like, the not obvious part of it is what makes me happy, because it's a positive thing.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah.
Absolutely.
What I like is that there actually is a non-binary character, not an agender character, who is perceived as non-binary simply because they're agender, because there is a huge difference. Because, like, and I've spoken to Alex about it in tangent to other stuff. And, the way he saw themselves was not necessarily indicative of non-binary as an identity, but absolutely something of no gender, or whatever gender you see it as. So they, them is the pronoun you use because there is no pronoun. Whereas, like, here we have a non-binary little guy, a non-binary little fella, a non-binary little monarch.
I like Pal.
Pal is great.
My favorite non-binary.
Pal
term.
is great. I say, like, because I usually say guy for, like, everything. It's
Same.
bad. I'll be like, oh, look at that little guy. It's literally like a little girl. I'm just like, oh, what a little guy. Like, I mean, it's
I
one
also
of those...
say goodbye to our American friends, and all of us are women. We identify as women, and I just say good night, guys. Love you guys. I always use guy because that's all encompassing for me.
Yeah.
But I know that it has the male connotation, so yeah.
But yeah, it's just nice to have an actual non-binary character and not an agender character perceived as non-binary. Because not that there's anything wrong with that, but, like, If you want non-binary, get non-binary. Bring in the little pal. Sign them up.
Yeah, you didn't have to project
them in,
anything.
coach.
Yeah, you didn't have to project anything on this particular character.
Yeah,
It
we love
was
Fabian in this house.
there for everybody to see. It was definitely clear that Fabian and Kelnis were close. I
Bruskies. Not broskies, bruskies.
Bruskies.
Bruh.
It didn't feel like there was something romantic there. This felt like there was, but
On first listen, I was like, ha, maybe they fucked. And then on second listen, I was like, nah, this is more familial.
Like,
Yeah.
just the biggest fan.
Yeah.
And I don't like the fact that just because someone was friendly to someone else in the past and they have a very familiar meeting situation and people immediately start shipping them, that's fine and all, but couldn't you just be happy that they were friends and they are friends again and they meet each other and just happy to see each other? Like, platonic relationships are also something to be celebrated in my eye. It doesn't have to be a romantic one.
Oh, 100%. 100%, Pat. Like, I don't like this kind of... I certainly don't like this trope of, like, well, everybody from your past is... The only people who we care about are the ones that you were romantically involved with. Like, that's just... Seems to be a rather... That's just a pretty tired...
Yeah,
and
very
kind of pointless,
overused, and whether it's straight or gay relationships or whatever, it's just boring to me because why can't you be happy to meet a friend, an old friend?
100%. 100%. I think, Momo, you've got the timeline. Yeah. I don't have any answers for you on the timeline beyond
I mean,
wibbly wobbly.
I did make note when I was watching the action search because during episodes I don't take notes. I just do crafts and whatever. But for action search, it's like the notes come out and everything, and okay, connect the dots, and with the guy from was it Always Sunny in whatever where the scene is from, where the guy is with the crazy hair and the notes in the background and the red string.
Pepe Silva. Yes, it's Charlie.
So
Day.
during action search is when I'm like, okay, that stuff. So I make lots more notes, and that's like. I just wrote down, and Cal timeline is being constructed by a bunch of people, so there are people actually working on it. So we just have to wait a little, and we might have that at some point up like the spreadsheet here.
Yes. I feel like we need to interrogate Doug at the next MCM
Yes.
about the.
I'm
about the
coming with a
timeline.
list of questions. Same with Harry.
Doug interrogation. I think is required. Excellent. Excellent. Anything else in the sort of prologue to the circle that we wanna go over? Effectively before Kelnis goes into his hut.
I think Eyes Ponderings on Death were before that, which I really thought was interesting. In a world where the god of death is explicitly in another pantheon to some extent that is separated to another like, how does death work?
Well, that people in Reliquiae don't even know about.
Yeah, as far as they're concerned, they're gone. Those gods are dead.
Their gods are dead.
Never existed.
Yeah, well,
Whoa!
yeah.
Never existed. In fact.
Yeah. So how has death worked here? Like, obviously clerics have been casting cleric-y spells. There is divine magic. There is divine magic that can bring, like, Revivify has obviously worked. Are we gonna get to like what's the 10-minute one?
What's the 10-minute one?
Revivifies a minute.
Oh.
There's Revivify, and then
Uh,
there's True Resurrection, which can happen at any
that's-
time.
Yeah,
and then there's
that's
one
more
that's
than
like
10
there's one
minutes?
that's like in between.
I can find the book.
Shan's gonna get the book out.
I get the
I
book.
can't remember.
I'll find
I
it.
only know
got you,
of
Momo.
gentle repose, which would extend somebody's corpse for like beyond the 1 minute, which happens
Raised
to
Dead.
my. But the gentle repose thing is basically what saved my character when
Oh
she
no,
was first supposed to die.
Raised Dead doesn't bring them back. And then there's Reincarnate, and then Resurrection, and then True Resurrection. Do they all work?
Let's
Higher level revivify. Resurrection true.
Is
Okay, so
Reincarnate
raised dead
7th
bumps
level?
the time limit to 10 days.
Yeah. Oh, Druid has Reincarnate.
Can
There you
restore
go.
missing body parts.
Yes.
But the target takes -4 penalty to all attack rolls.
as
saving
soon
throws.
as you get past the 1 minute death, they all come back with like crazy. I mean, you've been dead for 10 days.
Yeah.
Coming back with pain.
Which they reduce by 1 on each long rest, yeah.
Again, except if you have gentle repose cast on you, which extends the 1 minute to the 10 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you
Yes.
can cast Revivify. But
Yeah.
I just mean in terms of like what happened. I mean, not to be like what
Yeah.
happens to your soul, because the kind of I guess
Yeah.
the way that they justify bringing people back from the dead in D&D as a whole is that your soul is it does still exist. It's just on another plane of existence or non-existence or whatever, you
Yep.
know. So
Check out, look for Raised Dead, Shan.
Yep, I'm in R right now. I
Excellent.
started in cleric, thinking I'd get more information than I would, and then I realized I should probably just go to spells. So I actually turned right to raised dead. So
Yeah,
let's see. What am I looking for exactly?
Just Raised Dead 5th level spell.
Yeah, level 5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
have it right here.
No longer than 10 days.
Yep.
Is it 10 in 2024 as well? No changes. I don't know if there's any changes
with a
between
touch, you
24.
revive a dead creature if it has been dead no longer than 10 days, and it wasn't undead when it died. Casting time an hour.
Yeah, it takes a long time to cast for sure.
I'm just- what if you don't have so like obviously we know that the Feywild exists, we know that the Shadowfell exists, but like what planes of existence are there? How does that work with the gods? How does it work with the gods that are now dead?
We talked about this. I don't know.
Maybe I shouldn't think about it too hard.
Yeah, I think it's really easy to think about it and then end up breaking the world for yourself. We talked about this a little bit, maybe 10-ish episodes ago, about how when they were making the trudge up the snowy pass, right, and they meet the sick crew where Radian has his crash out in the snow. And I was just kind of taken it a little bit aback because we're in a high fantasy kind of setting.
Just cast
Like
lesser restoration.
yeah,
and
like
move
people
on.
don't get sick in the same way, right? Because there's a cleric to help you if you get that kind of sick, right? And it does feel like Harry's set up a world that's a little lower magic than that, so it's not so easy to just kind of like go to your corner shop and there's a cleric there to kind of cast lesser restoration or cast even higher level spells on you, right?
What I'm most curious about this is that the fact that people don't know that the god of death is not dead because the vial was supposed to be defeated, but the
Yep.
fact that after the very beginning, when the gods have been proven to be dead, how do clerics of this or that deity still cast magic? How do
Well, they
still
don't. That was what we saw on Mount Atria, and it was starting to infect the rest of
But
Reliquiae, wasn't
they
it?
were
They-
still able to?
They don't, but then it for some way it has recovered, right? Because Barabask is certainly able to cast things, and
Yes.
Is that
there's certain other,
Divine magic, though?
but
That's the question, because
wibbly wobbly, yes.
I am very much doubting that Barabask is a devout follower of
I
the
mean, he
former
could be
deity
following one of the other gods at this point.
that is
Yeah.
still alive, meaning
Certainly.
a
Well,
Valon.
he
Yes.
is designating himself a god, I feel like. Perhaps
Maybe he
something
made a
else
pact
going
with
on there.
somebody who is belonging to the Val. Permutation?
Certainly all possible. We just haven't met enough other
Clerics.
clerics. I mean, I can't
Paladins.
even remember a paladin beyond our good friend
Morgan.
Morgan.
Pour one out for the one-word title.
But
God
he
rest
he
his
already,
soul.
he already
Um,
became an Oathbreaker.
So if you, I mean, if you think back,
I think
we just don't have a lot of
Jessame was
exposure,
the-
right? Like
Yeah.
the same thing. Like, do warlocks exist in this world? I don't know.
I would
Do
be
they?
very, very into knowing a character who's a warlock, because for all we know, Barabbas might be a warlock.
Yeah, I mean, he could be any number of things. I
Like,
think.
how else would he have all this power to himself after his deity has died, other than pledging himself to another
a
god
different
who is
one.
alive, who is most likely a vile god? Because the
Yep.
virtuous have died.
Yeah, I mean, I think we just don't know enough about how those things mechanically function here,
And
right?
just thinking about it, I cannot remember any cleric or paladin that they have met. Like, nobody.
Beyond Morgan and I mean, we've had a few clerics. We've had Jasmine. We've had a bunch.
Yeah, but again, Jasmine was
Right.
very shortly after they left Mount Atria, so
100%.
it was still in the process of being.
I wonder if, I mean, we've had instances. So, like the Temple of the Once Wilds in Taliska, that felt like the divine magic was still present,
Yeah.
even though they were not. I don't know if they were clerics or not. I got the impression that they were not necessarily
I
clerics, but it
Figured
felt
more like monks.
But it
But
felt like
we
the
didn't
presence of it felt like the presence of divine magic was still lingering. So, how long does it take divine magic to
Yeah, I
dissipate? How
think-
much of it is tied to the physical body? Anyway, these are.
I
think we're completely digressing from the point of
Yeah,
what
but-
happens when you die.
Yeah, but
it's
I'm also
just-
thinking that in many fantasy shows and many things, and I'm just thinking on The Legend of Vox Machina and other things where a deity's power comes from belief in them. And maybe because of the Temple of the Once Wild is they're devout. So in a way they might be keeping that magic alive
Definitely
with
possible.
that devotion and belief.
Pat. Definitely
I don't
possible.
know.
Yes, Shan.
Were we, the whole point of me bringing out the book, were we looking for the ultimate dead spell? Because I did turn the page and find it. I did find the
Resurrection?
length of time.
Does-
100 years.
100 years.
Does
Yeah. Mhm.
does it
That's
say
Resurrection.
Yeah. No, I know. I
True.
thought that's what we were looking for. That's
Yeah,
why-
yeah.
Yeah.
Does it say in the spell, not that obviously they can't have changed it, but does the description of the spell say anything about like how the soul is pulled through or anything like that?
Which one? Do you want
Resurrection.
Freeze
Any
and
of the
Resurrection?
any of the
All right, I'll do Resurrection
longer
because I
one.
actually did have an interesting. There is a paragraph I did lay my eyes upon. Coming back from the dead is an ordeal. The target takes a -4 penalty to D20 tests. Every time the target finishes a long rest, the penalty is reduced by 1 until it becomes 0. is probably the closest thing to a consequence on the soul that I could see.
Yep, same for
Raised Dead
Dead.
has the same thing. Yep.
Mhm.
It doesn't like give any story consequence details, just roll consequence details. I'm sure if I actually went to the cleric section, it might actually say something.
I just pulled up the internet version of it, and there is a part, but this is the 2014 version. No more than a century, it didn't die of old age, and that it isn't undead. If its soul is free and willing, the target returns to life with all its hit points. So there is a caveat of the soul having to be free. So there might be a thing where the soul is like kept in a prison or whatever in a certain
There are
other
spells.
plane.
There are spells you can cast to prevent souls from being able to be resurrected.
Resurrected.
Yeah, and then there's also, again, gentle repose, which makes the body immune to be turned undead during the period where it is not resurrected yet with Revivify.
Yeah, back to your question though, very specifically, Momo, about death after, etc. I think it's also interesting to think about this world in the context of what I was talking about, like the the sun rises and sets, right? Like it comes and it goes away, right? And how certainly as far as he's concerned, and as far as the kobolds are concerned, death is significant, but it's not. I mean, we had we had a bunch of very specific things about their death, right, etc., in those episodes. But I don't think any of us really got the feeling like this is a culture or group of people that spends a lot of time thinking about what happens after, right? Or that what happens after has some greater significance, right?
I got the impression just generally that the concept of spells like Revivify and stuff are not common or common knowledge. Like even when they found the gods on Mount Atria, like they were trying to cast healing spells. They were not trying to cast resurrection spells. And maybe that wasn't explicitly said because the characters wouldn't have known that at that point. But I think that it was very much like, I'd be whipping out the diamonds. Come on, man. Can you resurrect a god? I don't know. But
100%,
anyway.
100%. I mean, I feel like, oh man, I'm just so back to one of the other comments that's here. I'm just so, I'm disappointed that Ray didn't throw a card in that fire. Because it might have given us some insight into exactly what you're saying, because it does feel like those souls are trapped in that deck, right? And we're trapped. Obviously, we know they were trapped there for a very specific reason, which was they were unwilling to go along with the lie, right? So, yeah, what happens when you free them? I mean, technically, you could resurrect them. How long they've been dead?
You would need like.
Well, true resurrection
If
is
you-
like 200 years or something like that. So,
But
Yeah.
but is their body like? Have they had their souls removed from their
Removed
body
from
and
their
their
body?
bodies
If so,
preserved?
if
Like,
so, where are their bodies?
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
with true resurrection,
true
you don't
resurrection-
even need their body.
Exactly. Yeah. With the resurrection, you still need the body or a part of the body.
So is the
Reincarnation,
card
you need a
enough,
part of the
right?
body.
Is the card enough? If you just had the card, could you resurrect them? I mean, we're getting into.
I can see if there's a technicality in the book. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. There is no technicality for a homebrew mechanic.
Yeah, I mean-
Jesus. Okay, so the spell
also-
can even provide a new body if the original no longer exists.
Exists.
In which case, you must speak the creature's name.
But I'm
Oh,
also debating
But
whether
it's level 9, isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Level
It's
9.
very high level, yeah.
yeah. But
And
I'm
it's
also
like you need a diamond worth at least 25,000 gold pieces.
I'm also debating the question if would the like they are trapped in the card.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the moment where they were trapped in the card counts as their death point because they
That
weren't killed.
that
They
may very
exist
well
in the
be true.
card. So if you just try to resurrect them, I don't think necessarily that would work right now. So
That
if
could very well be true, Pat.
resurrecting somebody who has been freed by previous card pools could work, in my opinion, because they are free from the card.
I also, just on your thing about we might have found out if Radiant had thrown it into the fire, I genuinely think we would have seen what happened when two extreme divine magics, like oil and water, tried to, like when he held it up close and they like leaned away from each other. I think the fire would have like split around the card. I don't think
Yeah,
he
if
would have
you
been
would have
able
thrown
to.
it in, it just would have
Yeah,
went.
I
Yep.
don't
I
think he
but
could
I wanted him
throw a
to
card
try
in.
it
To
so
try it, yeah.
bad.
I don't
I
think he
wanted
can
him to do
destroy
it.
the deck with that fire.
But I wanted to see it happen to
We'll.
confirm that.
I feel like we'll never know, Pat.
We
Or at
might
least
still see it. They're still
we
there.
might. We might have another. We might have another opportunity. We also know there are more Everfires. There's not just one. So
But they are still there. So Radiant Sim might do it.
that is definitely in the realm of possibility. But yes, on death, I think we have much to learn. For sure. Its significance, what it means mechanically, all that kind of stuff. I thought it was interesting. I can't remember if Holly mentioned this action surge or maybe the previous one or the one before where she was like, I think that Elwyn always has a diamond in the hilt of her dagger so that a diamond's available to cast Revivify at any time.
Not this action
Which I
surge.
thought was
It was the
yeah,
previous.
it could have been the previous one. So back to your point, Momo, about who knows about these types of spells? A very small number of people, it feels like, right?
But I also
Yeah.
don't necessarily think Elowin has that for this purpose. I think it's just that Holly knows there's this mechanic, but
I mean, Keller's bought diamonds explicitly to cast.
Oh, for
Revivify.
explicitly for this purpose, absolutely.
Yeah.
In
So-
fact, they got one from Grandweird Mum, right? Specifically for this purpose.
I'm always so curious. It's one of my favorite things when I like homebrew worlds for D&D is to base it around what resurrection spells do. So I'm always curious to understand when people like homebrew worlds, what they've chosen to do with that stuff. Like,
Yeah, we've had
it's interesting.
a few opportunities for that spell to be cast, and so far it has yet to be cast.
They've instead pulled from the deck,
Thankfully,
which is
yeah.
also a very interesting intervention of divine magic.
and
Anyway, so
I'm just glad that so far we haven't they haven't had to use the diamonds, because to me the diamond and the revivify thing is a known thing, and the cards are what makes Natural Six's own homebrew world. This is the most famous new mechanic that they introduced, so I'm eager to see more of it.
I'm so curious though as to how Harry will do resurrection spells. Obviously,
Oh yes.
you've got like the critical role approach. If it's got to be not
A
for
ritual.
Revivify, but for Raise Dead and others, it's a ritual.
But they
it is a ritual. But
they also do it for revivify. They had the ritual for revivify too.
I think they have sometimes they do and sometimes they don't,
And
it
it's also
depends
a
on the
roll
circumstance.
where each time they have to revivify someone, the DC increases.
How did it smell, Shan?
Really nice. I was gonna make a joke later about and I thought about saying it when you asked me about smells, but I was like, nah, they all know already. But so I was gonna make a joke later. I was like, let me add my dice tray to the smell list.
To the smell list?
Because I was like, yeah, I'm very famous for constantly wanting to sniff my dice tray 'cause it smells
Sniff the
really
dice
good.
tray.
It smells really good.
All right. Moving on from death.
For now.
For the moment. To the possibility of death. And the argument around anger and acceptance. They discussed this quite extensively in the Action Surge, and I did think it was quite. Maybe it was deliberate on the part of Holly and Ben not to be in the room with the angry druid, or the angry Obi-Wan, as Harry mentioned. And back to what you were saying earlier, though, Momo, about how it is really amazing, and maybe this is just like what it means when you get multiple great actors at a table, right? Is that, especially ones that even Doug, who says, "Oh, I don't know, I don't like improv, etc." Right? Is that you put them in that situation, and they're gonna find a way to have a really natural resolution to actually what's a pretty significant conflict between two individuals, right? So I thought the way in which the two of them weaved that was pretty impressive. Just really, it just felt incredibly natural. Of course, we know that I'm sure there was a rather high stress moment for the two of them. But very, very natural, that resolution, right? It has Harry's moment of the episode, right? With Doug just kind of coming out of left field and going, well, sure seems like you need to go back in the fire, dude.
I love that. It was perfect
You got
response.
some unresolved issues. You got some anger problems that need to be resolved, man. And that, yeah, I think that whole resolution, etc., was pretty impressive. Thoughts?
I mean, it was incredible. I think the moment when Doug, I mean, obviously the two great moments of like, I think you need to go back into the fire, mate. But I think, what was it? You asked me when my anger is gone. It is not gone. The causes of anger never leave. I've forgiven myself, and I would ask you to do the same. He just came up with that, just in the moment.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Like, what the heck? Crazy.
Crazy stuff.
It depends on which side of the. I think we're gonna need like a Doug-cotomy coin that we can like flip. right,
Yeah,
and see
I
what-
feel like
see
we
which-
need. I need to like hang a sign
I have a
on
Witcher
here or
coin
something
somewhere.
that we can flip back and forth as to like which Doug we're getting.
Yeah,
I'll find my Witcher coin. That'll be our DrKagon coin.
excellent. That's
I
fantastic.
forget where
Shan.
I put it, but I know I have a School of the Wolf coin somewhere.
We should have
I
a little
also-
sign we can hold up in the watch party.
Oh yeah, one of those
On a little stick.
the fans, right?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
with yeah. No, that'd also be good. I'd have to be good at drawing in order to produce such
You just have to
fan,
make it with heart,
I
or
guess.
just
Yeah,
make it on
you
a
gotta
computer and
believe.
print it out.
Yeah.
You just tell me what to write or draw on each side, and I can do it.
What if I print out a sad Doug face on one side, sad covering all the
Yes.
negative emotions, and the
That's a
other
good
side's a
one.
happy
That's a
Doug
good one,
face
Shan.
covering the happy emotions, and we just flip it.
That's a good one. Yeah.
And then for
Um,
extra lulls, hold it in front of your face like a mask. Oh my god, make it like a mask. I'm gonna
Yes.
that's what I'm gonna do.
Do one
And
of
then I'll give it
those.
to Doug.
We are all sad Doug now. We are all happy Doug now.
No, that's good. Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether there's much more to say.
I think it was a perfect emotional end to this stag business. I mean, obviously we've not got dragons yet, so it's not the end of the stag business, but like in terms of the emotional journey for Kelness,
Yeah, I mean,
like
certainly in terms of, I think Harry said it during the action surge about how, and maybe I'll get to my like question about is the forest cruel here, which the guys debated a little bit during the action surge. It's like the forest is like got a bucket list, right? Of hey man, you know you got these
Has
6 things you need.
rules.
Yeah, you got these 6 things you need to resolve. So you know, go resolve them, right? Like loose ends seem to be tied.
It's
now.
like Scott Pilgrim. It's Kelness Pilgrim.
Kelness
He's got
Pilgrim.
the what is it? The 7 evil X's.
Yes.
But it's like the 4 things you need to resolve
Resolve,
before
yeah.
you can move on with the girlfriend before you
Yep.
can move on as a tree speaker.
Yeah, the 4 demons you need to slay, or
I'm
whatever,
gonna make
yeah.
it work.
Yes.
I'm gonna make the bit work.
Momo, I feel like Momo is cooking.
I'm
Right.
just wondering if part of it is that Kelness needed to move on from it, and part of it is it's some of these things were things that the forest needed to move on from, like the
And
you
also
And
Obi-Wan.
others. Yeah, and others needed to move
Kindle
on. From.
had
Yes.
to move on again because he thought he has moved on, but apparently very much not.
Not even move on, but to go into something you just said, to accept.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
accept those as
Some
part of
resolution, yeah.
yourself, because one of the notes I flipped open, and it's not specifically pertinent, but it's kind of pertinent. It's when Radiant said to Kel, he holds a grudge against who you were, not who you are. And so like you have to accept who you were to become who you are. It's the only way you can grow, is for like, okay, well, that was bad of me. I want to learn from that. If you just pretend like you were never that, it's not actual growth. You're just covering up for the fact that maybe you did some negative stuff. And it's but if you accept that negativity, you accept that negativity. My best friend always says, because I'll talk about some cringy thing that I said when we were in college or whatever, or something to that nature, or we'll talk about when people make mistakes and things like that, like genuine mistakes. And my best friend always says, like, a mistake is an opportunity to learn. And so I always like, you know, and you never stop learning. And I always think about that. I think that's all like and she, every time she says, I'm like, oh my God, she's so wise. But like, yeah, you have to accept the mistakes you make to learn from them. Because otherwise you're not really learning. You're just putting on a mask. You're just pretending to be better for the optics, or so that you can feel better about what you did without making any meaningful change. But if you accept it as part of yourself, you're accepting that part of yourself that maybe you were trying to hide from yourself, for, you know, pretend like it wasn't a part of you and it didn't make you who you were.
It
100%.
very much reminds me of this trope of internet personality apologies, where they just apologize and keep saying, this is not who I am anymore, this is somebody I was, but they never actually acknowledge what they did, what they are apologizing for. It's just so that they can move on and continue.
Or they complain
continue
about
to
cancel
pretend.
culture, and it's like, no one made
Yeah.
you leave. It's the fact that you never seem to actually learn from what you did.
Yeah,
And that's
exactly.
why you're not welcomed in. If you look at people who make mistakes, right,
Mm-hmm.
and they're welcomed back into communities that were angry with them, it's because they do the work. They
Yep.
see what they did, they actually put work into doing it, and then they are like, they're given the opportunity to return. And if they mess up, they mess up, that's it, or like whatever. But if they because they're actually putting in the work, they're trying to make that meaningful change that they said they were going to make. One person I always talk about, because I'm an Eagles fan, is Michael Vick. Right? Michael Vick did something horrific, something really bad. And he did the time, he paid his fines, and then he went on to adopt his own dogs. He went on to start foundations. And so the Eagles gave him a second chance and allowed him to be our quarterback. And a lot of people talked a lot of nonsense. But you have so many players in the NFL who do bad things and then they just keep doing them. They face no
Yep.
consequences. They keep doing them. They don't apologize. Like the Chiefs, for instance, have a player that the other players were wearing shirts that said like free for, and this guy was like a domestic abuser. And it's like, but Michael Vick did what you're supposed to do. He paid his fines. He did his time in jail. He turned it all around. And now we all, like, a lot of people speak fondly of him now because he did what he was supposed to do. He made his attritions. He became a better person, or at least actually did work towards becoming a better person, and thus was given the opportunity to have a second chance that he did not squander by making the same mistakes. And so I think that's what the misunderstanding around cancel culture is, for instance, because if you don't truly accept the mistake you made, you just apologize for the sake of apologizing, or you never apologize and you become unrepentant and you're like, the cancel culture, it's like all you had to do was get better. All you had to do was learn from what you did, take criticism, accept that you did something that might be not great, and you can have those opportunities again. But so many of these people refuse to do so.
It's all about accountability.
It's literally all about accountability. But you have to accept that you did something wrong, or that you were a part of something wrong, in order to fully learn from what you did, or in order to if you just pretend you never did it, then I was before I came out as bi, was I a perfect ally? Absolutely not. But that's the thing. Yeah, it was cringy that I would say dumb things because I didn't fully understand what I was talking about. I was 18. But I accepted that I was cringy and I was 18 and still had a lot to learn, and here I am today. And it's for anything. And that it's so easy to not actually get canceled. It's so easy to come back from being canceled, but so many people are too prideful or egotistical or actually believe the things that they're saying or doing that they refuse to change their ways.
Exactly what you just said, Shan.
Yep. So you have to accept the terrible person inside of you to become the good person you want to become, or whatever. Your actions, you're not necessarily a terrible person. You just need
most
to
definitely have to.
Radian.
Yes. You most definitely. You most
kidding.
definitely have to accept the fact that you were wrong. And,
Yeah, you just have to accept that you were wrong.
If you don't, then there are other consequences for you. Radian.
Radian. Estalis.
Astalis, yes.
We might have to take note of that one for next time.
Indeed. Indeed. So we have some resolution, which which didn't actually take that long. At least in watching terms, I think it probably in game terms it took a little bit longer to have that resolution. We have the acceptance that a ritual needs to take place. I would posit that such a ritual does not need to take place for Kelnus. I feel like this ritual is not performative, but is not something that he feels that he needs to undertake. It's not something he sought out to undertake, but he's taking this partly for himself, but also for Kindle as well.
Yep.
And also allows each of the other party members to participate in the giving of items, thoughts, and pieces of oneself, Dolly, to the fire, which had some nice symbolism. I know Holly doesn't like to be put on the spot. That's very clear. But I thought she reacted pretty nicely to being put on the spot, as did all of them, really. Some more practiced at being put on the spot than others. But the fact that each of them managed to come up with something with some pretty significant meaning to offer to the fire, effectively, was pretty cool, I think. And of course, it had a mechanical significance to allowing Kelnus to succeed his saving throw,
Yeah.
OP stats and all.
That was nice. I liked that.
I love the fact that Radian was the only one to have a D8 added.
I thought it was very poetic that Dolly and Radian both have been the most skeptical this whole time, rolled the highest on their offerings.
Yep.
Especially because Radian's, it was good that he rolled high because the sacrifice or whatever was really significant.
Mhm.
It was like I was startled when he was like, he just name dropped himself like in front of everybody. I was like, whoa, big deal for you, huh? That's a lot of honesty for you for one day. Wow, he's gonna need a nap after that.
Public honesty.
Yeah, he's
But
gonna
I
need a
think-
little nap.
I think it's like the dice tell a story, and in this case, the dice tell the fair story in a way, because having been that skeptical of it and then offering something that big, in my mind, of course you have to get a good score for that. Like, of course he got the D8, but then the roll was also good. It's like, yes.
Definitely. This was the dice reflecting the story.
Agreeing. Yeah.
Not necessarily telling it, because yeah, they rolled him after.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, I think that was pretty, the other thing of like Alex saying, "Oh, well, like I haven't brought the scroll to the table for like weeks at this point, and
His
I just
mind.
happened to bring it."
That should be the bowling shirt theory. It's when Alex just decides to bring the scroll to the episode.
Yep.
That's the real tell.
Yep.
Well,
Too
not
bad
anymore.
Yeah, he's not gonna bring it now. So now he has no totems.
Definitely. Definitely. All right, we got a couple more points here, and then I'll go with the first one, which has already been foreshadowed a little bit by Pat in that Harry leaked during the action surge that there's going to be some significance to Kelnus going through this wee ritual. He's already mentioned the possibility of Kelnus becoming immune to fire, which I think is is obviously pretty significant. And it does feel like Harry, rather than giving the party items as a way of increasing their power, is more likely to manipulate their characters directly. What are we feeling like will happen to Kelnus here, guys? What positive things do you think that he might receive? coming out of this?
Well,
Self-actualization.
Well,
Enlightenment.
enlightenment, inner peace.
Yes.
Go ahead, Pat.
like what I mentioned that I'm still hoping for dragons. My wild theory, and I guess this could count as my prediction, not necessarily for next episode, but the coming times, that maybe Calnus might turn into a dragon. Because yes, high level druids can take on shapes of higher level CR creatures, but maybe Calnus is actually a dragon, not just a dragon born, and this ritual might make him reach that earlier.
That is a very interesting suggestion to unpack, which we do not have 4 hours to do so.
No need to. It's just
But I mean,
it fit into the prediction, and now this discussion thingy
I would
for me.
I would love to see where that goes, Pat. Obviously, we have seen another dragon that was a dragonborn already. So it would not be
Well,
outlandish to
For
suggest.
that other dragonborn, I'm more thinking like that they were just turned into a dragon for to be able to fight them, so that they had someone strong to fight. Like, I'm not sure that that person was actually a dragon to begin with.
I
But
think
yeah.
that there has to be significance to the color of Kelnus's scales, and
Yeah,
I
gold
don't
dragon,
necessarily,
fire.
I don't know mechanically how they would handle the concept of Kelnus being able to shift into a dragon, because that is insanely OP. But
Yeah.
I think that there has to be something to the fact that we've seen that in the Sanctum. We've seen a dragonborn who has been turned into a dragon, no matter how they did it, and the emphasis on Kelnus being so close, clearly so close to the dragons in turn, or dragonborn, or you know, that sort of high level dragon, and then the fact that he was found in Lathi, and now they're in Lathi to find the like, there just has to be something to it all. And then,
which is why I have this prediction theory, because it just makes total sense to me. And it doesn't have to be that he turns into an adult dragon, because in dragon terms he is
very
a baby still. Young adult dragon would still be very strong, but not as OP.
Speaks with dragons, perhaps.
I feel, I mean, it could be that he's descended to just more closely descended. I feel like they're also, maybe this is a little starting to get a little too theory, but that I feel like there has to be some significance to the fact that the Circle of Wildfire drew, and obviously we don't know if that's like their home base or whatever. We know that they exist in other places, but the significance of them being Circle of Wildfire, they have a Everfire that never goes out. You go to them, in this instance we've gone to them just before, while we're searching for the dragons. Like, is it Dragonfire? You know, is the fire that the Everfire somehow because like the dragons are not part of the pantheon in the way that the dragonborn are. How do they exist in relation to the pantheon? I have so many possible thoughts.
Yes, that topic is an episode probably in and of itself, which hopefully we'll get
Next episode.
some more thoughts on that here over the next couple episodes. Shannon, do you feel like what do you feel like Doug deserves for?
Sorry, I found a mistake
Ascending.
I found a mistake in my spreadsheet right before you called on me, because it's still open. There's 2 least amount of used numbers. 6. The
4 and
last
6.
ride of Calypso Moonrise is the only one with
Is
6.
the only one with 6.
I just saw it and I was like, dang it. I'll fix it later because I'm not logged in. What do I think he'll get? I think the fire he breathes will be crazy.
Cool.
I don't know how to
sick.
explain that more than crazy. Like super fire, like
So here's
steroid fire.
Here's a good question for you, Shan.
Okay.
So whip out that lovely player's handbook there and look in Dragonborn.
Let me move my beautiful box.
Uh,
Roll that beautiful bean
is
footage.
there
Okay.
enhanced fire breath at certain levels?
Sorry if that made a loud noise. I accidentally put the book right on top of my dice tray. All right, let me go to my spells.
No louder than you taking your dice out and putting
Yeah,
them down.
sorry, because I dropped them. That's why that was so loud. And I mean, I made a face, so clearly I knew it was loud.
It
All
was-
right. Enhance.
Just another question while you're looking. Has Calnus ever used his fire breath? I don't
Yes.
remember.
Yes, he has.
Once maybe in
If
combat.
it was
I think
very early.
twice.
You think twice?
He-
He
I-
was because he was reluctant to use it, and he'd explain why he was reluctant and a bunch of other stuff, right?
Well,
Because
we know,
Go ahead.
probably know
Go
why
ahead, sorry.
he was reluctant
We
because
certainly know why he was
yeah.
reluctant, and he explained why he was reluctant. Yeah. There's a good character reason for why that is the case. Yeah. Enhanced dragon breath of some description is a good one, Shan.
Oh, dragon breath. Let me try looking for that.
Yeah.
I didn't see enhanced and anything under enhanced.
I am not
So-
knowledgeable enough on Dragonborn to
Dragon's
know.
breath.
Dragonborns at certain levels, the damage dice goes up.
Yeah, so it says dragon's breath obviously level 2. Let's see. Using a higher level spell slot, the damage increases by 1d6 for each spell slot above 2. Is the only real. There's not, like I said, under
So
enhanced.
maybe
There's literally only one
He
thing.
kind of
That's a
homebrews it.
spell.
Okay, am I looking in the wrong place then? Because
I
I'm
think
not
you
an
would have to
expert.
look in Dragonborn, the player race.
Yeah, not
think-
dragon breath itself, the
Okay.
spell, but Dragonborn.
You seem to forget, Doc. I have no idea what I'm doing. Making
it's
me
all right.
look like a fool.
Oh, so I've got it open. So
No.
I'm gonna find it.
I am just as curious as you are, and I have no idea where it would be in the PC.
I would think it's at the character
yeah, it's in
the
the
player.
character.
characters.
Yeah.
In the
There's
Character
Races.
species it's called, I think now.
Creating character
Um,
classes.
so yeah, I like the idea of enhanced dragon breath.
Which is very possible because he's done homebrewing special things.
100%. I like the idea of obviously greater resistances or immunities. I also like the idea that he gets some, and I know Doug hates free spells, but
Species descriptions.
I
187.
don't think he would hate the spell to make someone poop. Inverted prolapse and that kind of the stuff he comes up with sometimes.
he comes up with. So
he would
I-
not hate having those. Yeah.
I definitely like the idea of, for example, gaining additional attack bonuses, for example, for certain classes of spells, or changing attack dice, or adding adding additional damage dice to certain spell types, etc. Those are all things that I think would be kind of interesting.
Or another thing that he might like, I kind of don't really think that he would be able to talk to dragons because he already has the tree speaker thing. So if anything, it would be
Also
maybe call
the tree
forth
speaker.
dragons.
Yeah, dragon,
forth
tree
some
speaker,
dragons.
dragon speaker. What else kind of speaker?
Yeah, but
I
like
mean-
maybe once in a while ability, not even once a day, just like a few. Just there's like a thing where he can call forth the dragons, like summon them.
I mean, in 5e, dragons speak Common and Draconic, so
Yes,
he already
so
speaks.
He can already speak to them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but in a
Shan,
way that's
you're cooking.
summoning them.
Are you cooking,
Not
Shan?
really. All it has is breath weapon.
And there's no enhanced breath weapon or number of
Yeah,
attack
so
dice on
let's
breath
see.
weapon.
When you take the attack action on your turn, you can replace one of your attacks with an exhalation of magical energy in either a 15-foot cone or a 30-foot line that is 5 feet wide. Choose the shape each time. Each creature must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, on a successful save. This damage increases by 1d10 when you reach character levels 5, 11, and 17.
Okay.
You can use this weapon a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. That's all it really
So yeah, maybe Harry does an enhanced, like increases the,
says.
gives him an extra 1d10
Gives him a
now
little
rather
special.
than at level 11. Yeah.
I think it would be interesting. So the breath weapon of a young gold dragon, you can choose to either do a fire breath or a weakening breath, which gives disadvantage to strength-based attack rolls, strength checks, and strength saving throws for 1 minute. So it would be cool if his breath weapon got enhanced with that extra, given his potential ancestry from the gold dragon.
That's a cool one. Yep. Love that. Love that. Cool. Cool.
But I mean, I'm just looking at the young gold dragon stat, and it's a challenge rating of 10.
Oh, they're gonna...
So it's not that out of the thing. Like, I'm still on the idea that he might actually be a dragon. And then this ritual brings that out of him. I don't know.
I
Brain
think
working.
a challenge rating 10 for a player character can be pretty... What challenge rating can he get up to as a druid right now? 5?
Again, I'm not saying that he would wild shape into one. I mean,
No. I just mean in terms of balancing. What can he currently turn into?
Oh,
what was the level again? I keep
They're level
forgetting.
he's
9.
level 9.
9.
I think at least 5. He may even already be able to wild shape into stuff that would be 6 or 7.
So druids get the ability to wild shape into flying creatures at level 8.
Yep.
No, you
And
can...
like the giant eagle would be challenge rating 1. But like, no, that doesn't make sense. But
Does it ever increase?
don't know.
Where is it?
I mean, the things that you can wild shape into absolutely increase.
Yeah, I just
How many times? I think it's divided by 4. Your druid level. So at 8th level, your max challenge rating is 1.
Any 1/4 of challenge rating 1/4 or your level or lower.
So
At 4th level, 1/2 the challenge rating. At 8th level, max challenge rating of
1.
equal to 1.
Yeah.
Right.
So it'd be. I mean, in terms of balancing, not to say that it wouldn't be completely out of the realm of possibility, but it would be pretty significantly more powerful than what he can currently do. On top of what he can already do. So I would just be skeptical in that sense.
Yep.
But there could be some sort of symbolic you can turn into a little baby dragon. All you can do is bite.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. You don't have
know.
legendary actions, right? Yeah.
I don't think young gold
I mean,
dragons have legendary actions
in
either.
the wild shape stuff is like your statistics are replaced by the statistics of the beast, etc., etc. If the creature has the same proficiency as you and the bonus is stats block is higher than yours, you can use the creature's bonus. If the creature has legendary or lair actions, you cannot use them, etc., etc. Right? Yeah.
So at level 8, the maximum CR is 1.
Yeah. So it's not. I agree. I think there is some
Maybe-
strong connections between the concept of him being able to turn into a dragon or something to that effect. I just think in terms of balancing, it would be difficult to justify.
Yeah, I mean, either for me, it's either that he really is a dragon, or he gets a very limited ability to turn into a dragon. And again, that dragon might be very nerfed, even from a young gold dragon's form, or that he is able to call forth the dragons, which are not present in Reliquie, but
Yeah, I mean, calling them once per whatever would obviously be interesting. Yes.
maybe even just once. But that's
It could end up. I mean, I feel like narratively this will somewhat parallel their moment with themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where they
Yep.
get divine favor and they can use
Yeah.
that once per day, and it can do any number of pretty significant things. So
Mm-hmm.
it feels like it will be
Yeah.
similar to that.
I mean, like I said, Harry has a pattern of not giving them magical items to do stuff, but giving them essentially character abilities to do cool stuff.
yeah.
Right? So yeah, this is another opportunity for them to do that. I look forward to seeing what those mechanics are. Because it's clear that Harry is going to explain them to Doug. The question is whether Doug will explain them to us. Or
Whether
even
Doug
remember
will
that he has
remember
them.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was gonna say whether he
I-
remembers that Harry explained it to them.
I look forward
He
to
doesn't
Holly
even
creating a
watch.
card for him so that he can perhaps remember. Yes. Are you still cooking, Shan? Do you need to?
No, I found what you guys were talking about, and I was looking at it.
Excellent. Wild shape or more
yeah,
breath
like
weapon stuff?
the,
Yeah.
the wild shape stuff.
Yeah. Druids are
Sick.
one of the more complicated classes. Yeah.
But they're sick.
I played one
Oh,
in the
yes.
one time I played D&D in the last 10 years.
Excellent.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was for a one shot though, so it was fine. I just summoned a lot of bugs.
Bug summoning's great. All right.
Insect cloud or whatever.
Insect Club. Yep.
Yeah, it was fun. I killed a guy with the bugs because every time you entered it or left it, you took damage.
You took damage.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
one of the other players shot him, like he escaped the cloud, and one of the other players shot him back in, punched him into the cloud,
Punched him into the
and
cloud.
he died in the cloud. And it was great.
Oh yeah, I love those spells where it's entering and
Entering
yeah.
and exiting. Yeah. All right. Cool. Anything else before we end on our final question? If not, I will ask our final question, which is, what do we think is going to happen when they pulled all the cards from the deck?
Great question. I don't know.
I considering the deck is one of the 3 big items. Like, I don't know if it's been mentioned if this is the case or not, but pulling a card from the deck, does it actually make the deck smaller?
I mean, physically
they-
it has in real life. They're removing the cards. I don't know
Yeah,
if they've
but in
clarified in
game,
game.
Like, because that would mean that, yes, the deck is disappearing and then it's just gone out of existence. Unlike the amulet or the book, which don't really have the specific possibility to just stop existing at some point.
I think it'll be like, did any of you guys watch Card Captors growing up?
Yes.
You know, in the second season, when she has to like make the cards her own by transforming them, I wonder if Radiant, as the keeper of the cards in some way, shape, or form, has to start stealing souls
He has
and
like
making
a
the cards
hook
his
and a little
own.
stick, and he has to like do a little twirl, and,
to turn
then
them pink.
bring the stick down on the card.
I mean, you guys know I have some rather
Card Captor Radiant. Sorry, Card Captor
we need-
Astalis.
yeah, some
We
rather
I mean,
extreme
he-
views on who Radiant might be. I really like. I do like the possibility that he is the one who put these people in this deck, and that he would then need to add more people to this deck. Yes, that fills me with a small bit of joy. Yes. I also wonder whether the deck itself, that the bag that the cards are in, actually has some additional significance, Pat. So it's not necessarily, so if all the cards were gone, that the bag would still be there,
What
and
if it's
thus
the bag that has the magic in it?
yeah.
Like, what if he just needs to carry that bag? He got his bag.
Well, did he say that, like, whenever he addresses the deck, like he tried to get rid of it? I don't know. Did
I mean,
he?
There's been so many cases where, I mean, you guys know this, where I have just been like, guys, like, if you just pursued investigating this a little bit more, and each time you guys gain a bunch of levels, you have all sorts of opportunities to pass these saving throws that you have not been passing historically, and they've just never really returned to that in any way, right? So exploring the deck further is just not something they've done, right? Even though they've had opportunities to do so, including like opportunities to do so as a group, right? Give each other the help action, do stuff as a group, try and you know, et cetera, et cetera. They've really never attempted to do that. But maybe they will once it gets to being Radiant's time to have his arc.
I just think that the give the help action for certain things, it doesn't really come up because it's usually in a fight situation where giving help as an action would be your action and you would have to declare on your turn. So pulling the card is usually just a reaction and it's mechanically not.
Do you mean abusing help to examine the cards, though?
Specifically,
Yeah.
Oh.
like if you wanted to investigate these cards and you know that each time you've investigated them, there has been a wisdom saving throw and you're failing it, and you failed it when you were like level 3.
And you also have the wisdom saving throw guy.
You have the wisdom saving throw guy. You have all sorts of spells that you could cast in order to improve this situation.
He's now potentially just turned into a dragon.
You have all
You
sorts of
could
spells you could
also
cast. There's all sorts of
get,
things you could be doing, right, to
like,
investigate this deck
spam
further.
guidance.
There's all sorts of stuff you could do, Pat, right? Like, you know, you could specifically ask Doug in character to prepare a set of spells because we are going to investigate the deck, et cetera, et cetera. There's all sorts of things you could do, right? But they've chosen not to pursue that, right?
But then again, I think
in
having
like 50 episodes, right?
having Calnis do the role and the investigation would still mean that yes, he has a better wisdom saving throw bonus, but because he's doing it and not Radiant, who is intrinsically tied to the deck, the DC would be much higher, in my
Potentially.
opinion.
Maybe.
Potentially, Pat. But
I
even if
also-
you're like just helping Radian get advantage on a wisdom saving throw, right? Because, and I'm sure
Cast
Harry would allow
enhance
that kind of stuff,
ability,
right?
cast guidance.
But that
There's a
would also
million-
mean Radiant has to ask for help.
I mean, I prefaced everything I said by the fact that they have had 50 plus episodes of opportunity to investigate this
Yep.
further and have chosen not to, right?
And
it's
the
okay
one
that
time-
yeah,
I mean,
it-
I think there's also a sense of
nearly 2 years. Yes.
they know, and anything further that we might be pondering requires Radian to want to know. And he historically struggles with the concept of wanting
Of-
to know.
And also that the fact that the one time that this comes up that they think about learning about it is when the opportunity to learn about it is throwing it into a fire that instantly destroys things. Like, this is the moment where they decide to figure out about it.
I agree, but, and swinging this back to our lovely episode 57, it does feel like Radiant wants to know, or
Yeah.
is getting to the point where he wants to know
He
and
wants to know on his terms,
and
not yeah.
certainly wants to know on his terms.
Like what he forced away from Elwyn, her term.
I
Yep.
think
We also
think
have
he's
we still have the
starting-
go ahead, sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I think it's starting to get to the point where Ben wants to know, or
I mean,
Ben
he's been-
wants,
I'm
wants
sure
to
he does.
talk
It's
about
been
it,
2 bloody
or-
years.
and he's just now he's kind of like, okay, Radiant's now at a point where he's ready to talk
it's
about it
time.
because I want to talk about it.
It's 50. It's episode 57, Momo. Yeah, I mean, I think the other part of that is that we have a very specific set of actions. Plus, we have from the last episode. Boy, that's loud, Pat. Sorry.
Sorry.
Is we know that the trees want to speak with him. We've already been told that the trees want to speak with him, and they'll speak with him when he's ready. So we've got that opportunity for that discussion to happen, right? It'll be interesting to see whether it happens with just Benjamin
I
Markstar in
wonder-
the room, or whether it happens with all of them in the room.
I wonder, just going back onto the original, what is going to happen if they pull all the cards?
Yep.
I wonder if there's a user price. The person who pulls the last card becomes the first card of the
I was
new-
actually gonna suggest that, like, you know, because I've been trying to let everyone talk first, kind of thing, and I was, you know, I drifted away in the conversation because I was also watching the French match, but then I was like, my first thought was, I wonder if Radiant gets sucked into the deck.
But then
It's a great question.
the deck would be consisting of one card. Who collects the rest of the cards?
The first person
I
to pick
mean-
him up.
I mean,
Look at this weird thing I found on the ground.
Or
they're divine objects, so it's not like the gods can't then come in and pick them up and go.
I mean, a great way to finish the campaign is that they all get sucked into the deck, and
Goated.
the next
in a certain vicinity, the closest people that are exactly that amount, 22, not 22, will get
Yep.
sucked into.
Maybe, or people who have drawn from the deck, and then the gods just fill out, or whomever of the
Fill out
vial.
the rest.
Yeah,
decide that
considering it's always been them, then they would still need more people
Oh,
there.
yeah. But I mean, they were created by, all of the gods. So I wonder if they would then, not that they're, who knows if they're all alive at the end of the. Well, they're certainly not all going to be alive at the end of the campaign because a bunch of them are already dead. But like,
Yep.
do they decide then who fills out the rest of the, it's a magical object that was probably never created with the expectation that it would be all used up. Does it have a expectation of price, or will it be a
All very good questions. Really feels like a prediction time, though. Episode 58.
Not my strong suit.
Shannon, how many words are going to be in the title?
Because of the statistics of it all, I'm gonna say 4.
You're gonna go with 4? Okay.
You've made the spreadsheet.
Unfortunately, yeah, like Holly said words, so it's like she didn't say how many words, but she said words. So I do have to like stick to numbers. Like I'm the numbers girl now, which I never thought I'd say because I was always bad at math. So, statistically 4 is probably the safest bet.
Excellent. Momo, how many words are going to be in the title?
You
You guys already know my guess, so.
Yeah, you already put it down. I saw you do it.
Yeah. I think that I will go for the other end of the least used spectrum and say 6 again.
All right.
Last ride of
Calypso
Calypso Moonrise.
Moonrise.
All right.
Yeah.
One day, it will
Pat.
be.
The first ride again.
I'm debating between 2 and 3, but I'm leaning 3.
All right. Solid suggestion. All right. I don't have a really thoughtful shortcut to our predictions today.
No.
I'm afraid. Maybe the obvious question is dragons? Question mark?
Dragons?
Will there be dragons in episode 58? Pat.
I
Will
was
Ben
more
come back?
prepared for a different prediction, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with like just mention of dragons or actual dragons.
Actually,
Dragons physically or virtually, I guess.
Visions of dragons.
Visions of.
Mm, I don't think actual dragons yet,
Okay.
but maybe mention or maybe like a vision. Yes.
Okay. Dragons, yes. That.
Yes.
Oops. You are not me. Dragons, yes, from Pat. Momo. Dragons.
I think there might be a little bit more to the stag trial to go.
I'm with you on that.
And it's just whether I think that they'll get to that conclusion in the episode. So, I'm going to say we end the episode on a dragon's cliffhanger. They have
Ooh, dragons,
just
yes,
about-
cliffhanger.
they're just about to get to the dragons. They're like entering a portal or they're whatever, or Harry's like, and then you see flying overhead dragons, and that's where we'll end tonight's episode.
And that's where
something like that.
we'll end our session. Yes. Shannon, dragons.
As much as I would love to make Ben from that one ad happy, because that's the first thing I thought of when we were like, dragons? I'm gonna be contrarian and say no dragons yet.
Dragons, no. That seems very
dragons yet.
emphatic.
Also, just
I'm-
because somebody has to say no dragons.
All right. I'm going with dragons. Yes, emphatic. I think there will be physical dragons, and I think But I
true.
do not know that these dragons will be on this plane. In fact, I do not think the dragons are on this plane.
I agree
That's-
with that.
Yeah, same.
So
They got
I
their own
was
cushy hangout.
hoping for a Feywild gateway last episode. I think there might be one this one. Because it does feel like we've had some timey-wimey. Now it's time for some plainy-wamey.
Spacey.
Action.
Some plain. I wonder if there's like a secret fourth option that is not Reliquie, Feywild, or Shadowfell, where the dragons reside.
Where the
Maybe
dragons
like
reside.
a
Their own
crossroads
cushy
type
hangout.
situation.
I
or
can definitely imagine that.
something like that.
Wouldn't it be funny? Picture this.
Whenever
Picture this.
Shan starts
on.
with, wouldn't it be funny? I just know we're in for
I know
a
it's
wild
very-
ride.
It's like the most Ben you're ever gonna hear me get is if I just go, wouldn't it be funny, and start laughing. Wouldn't it be funny if they're like, all right, it's time to meet the dragons. And it's the dragon that attacked Radiant. Fancy meeting you here, pal. Been a while. I don't know how long.
I don't think
Oh,
that's
yes.
I'm guessing it's been a while.
unlikely.
You tell me. Anyway, what was that about? That's crazy.
I
Wow. I just think it would be really funny if
I
they're
thought-
like, all
I
right, here,
thought
let's
where
meet
you-
a dragon.
I thought where you were gonna go with that, Shan,
Yeah,
was wouldn't it
yeah.
be funny if we just like literally dropped into the whole all 5 of them turning into dragons, and
I mean,
we
that
had a
would also be
Draconim
fun.
episode.
That would also be funny. And I thought about
Oh,
that when
yes.
you said visions. I was like,
Yeah.
dreams, maybe? Of
dreams of-
Dragonborn?
dreams
No,
of the
but it would
Dragonborn?
be so funny if, and I'm not saying it happens in the next episode, but like, you know, the stag is like, okay, gang, time to meet the dragons, and like, that dragon's there, and it's just like so awkward.
Yep.
Sorry, the
It's-
idea of the stag being like, okay, gang.
Yeah, it doesn't really
Nice
speak,
work
but
on your emotional actualization. Time to go meet some dragons.
Congratulations on, first of all, finally joining the circle, and also becoming a tree speaker.
This is like when
Let's hit the
someone goes
road.
back and finally gets a GCSEs or
Yeah.
something like that.
Get in, loser. We're meeting dragons.
It just reminds me, most games
I cannot
or
imagine
shows...
what that reminds you
Right.
of, Pat. But yes, go on. Sorry.
No. Most games and whatever, not this, but the previous, the dragon thing, not this. Whenever Feywild has been mentioned, like even Critical Role, there's some time dilation, or in other games like time, and the fact
Yep.
that Radiant came through and stuff kind of broke. What if time is kind of slowed down, broke in the Feywild? And if they actually go through, like the moment he came through was when the dragon was trying to attack him, and they come through, and there it is, literally attacking them.
I like
I mean,
that a
if
lot.
the-
Just
Excellent.
thinking
If
with what
there's-
Shan said.
Timey-wimey bullshit. I think Radiant will actually have a meltdown because he's already had a meltdown about how much time has passed twice since they've entered
Yep.
the forest.
Yeah.
So
Also, can I just interjection? Can I just say it's funny that it wasn't me we had to worry about for cursing? Because that's like I'm always worried about me, and
If we get demonetized, and to be clear, we're not monetized at all.
we're not monetized at all.
Um,
Frankly, we're making no money.
Then we
off
know
this
who to
thing.
blame. It's the Goo Yummy CEO.
It's always gonna.
You're gonna
there's
have to
always
prepare,
a Philadelphian or an Australian at the scene of the crime.
yes.
You're gonna have to prepare company-wide memo that you're very sorry. This is not the you who you are not. That is your previous you.
We're learning
And
from our mistakes.
yes, you want to keep moving forward with your
the
company.
next time you come
And
on,
then I'll go on a
Momo,
stag
I'm
journey.
going to expect
Let's
a
go, gang.
corporate apology.
Oh, I'm gonna go. You know the Sens fans that wrote that letter.
Is it the
That's
one
what I'm gonna do.
like the like
After
this is
all-
ruining the vibes of the club or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
No, then the stag's gonna show up and be like, "Okay, gang, let's go on your
all
let's go
right.
on your journey and write your letters."
Any other predictions that you really want to say before we move on to Mop Up and close this baby out?
My silly prediction would be that while Radian was kept from licking the fire, he might want to just, I don't know, lick Kelnis's clothing or something to kind of taste the
Okay,
fire.
Pat.
Oh, no. No.
Radian
No.
will lick something else. Okay. Excellent.
Yeah, sorry. Cat was,
Cat was catting.
yeah, she's, I was worried that,
Whoa!
yeah,
About
I was
that.
worried about things. But yeah, there were dice in there. Okay, cool. I'm gonna have to look for some dice because there's 3. Yeah, I put the webcam over there where she usually jumps up to, but
The cat was
yeah,
catting.
cat shenanigans.
All right. Spoliers are off.
Yeah, I can't think of anything anyway. Like
Topic is
I keep
Mop
being wrong, and I'm
Up.
tired of it.
Mop's out.
Oops, I might accidentally open Firefox trying
Mop's
to
at
read
the
the
ready.
funny letter. There we
I
go.
still don't know.
We need to hook you up with a mop. Come on.
I've got a tea towel.
Ooh,
I
tea
don't
towel.
have the broom thing because Mom needed it.
That looks like a Dutch tea towel.
It is a Dutch tea towel.
Very Dutch.
Whoa.
I
From
only have
the
this
Very
at the
nice.
ready.
Defunct.
Oh,
because-
Pat has a cat.
It's kind of a brush because I cannot ever brush her because she tries to bite it and play with it. So this is the thing that she tolerates most.
And Shan has her lovely spoon.
Yeah, because I had to return the
What are you
brushless
doing?
broom.
Very disappointed. Any other business?
I have to take a picture of her because she's
I thought you were
she's
just like,
weird.
you needed
Yeah.
a
Now
selfie.
I have to
You
find the
needed a
open
selfie
letter
with
I
a
was
mitt.
thinking of because it makes me laugh.
No.
every time.
I have to show this because yeah, cat. Yeah, sorry.
Cat be catting. Excellent. I don't think do we have anything else we need to mention? I don't think so.
Nope, you're not going there.
Very maybe just the last thing. Very excited. Tom, producer Tom was on the cantrip.
Yes.
And producer Tom mentioned that there might be a studio walkthrough video, which I'm excited about. I like techie things. So I'm excited to see some techie things about how things are done.
Agreed.
I might extend an invite to producer Tom and see whether he might come and talk to us.
I have many questions.
Someone else does too.
Yes. Cat also.
She is very interested in climbing things, and I don't want her to disturb the camera or whatever.
All right. Shall we roll some poly? Are you going to be able to roll some poly, Pat?
I have to place
Need to
the
find some other dice.
dice tray back. I have other dice here, but I foolishly thought that I could leave the dice out, but
Exactly.
sorry. I'm sorry, baby. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I just love
Let's do it.
That's a hilarious photo. I'm also posting the statement I was thinking of, which is also the Ottawa Senators. Like, we are disgusted that outside forces are attempting to disrupt our hockey club.
No, so the fan letter is in response to that letter.
Yeah, so it's just the funniest thing in the world to me. There's something so funny about we're disgusted at the outside forces attempting to disrupt our hockey club.
It's always
hockey
outside
fans
forces,
are
it's
literally
never
the most
themselves.
serious fans about things
It is-
that don't matter.
It is really funny, like how memed up this statement was. Also, give us Giroux for his last season, please. Just give him back. Just give him back.
I think that ship may have sailed.
We'll
Okay.
see.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna re-roll my
That's either
D20 'cause I
very
think I
big or
touched it
very
by
low. Oh
accident.
my goodness.
Okay, that's fine.
Whoa.
High or low? Whoa.
I think this might be a record. For how low?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are we? Whoa, lower than me even?
I don't know, Shan.
I had that one that was like 30 something once.
Yep. Lower than that.
Damn.
Did you roll a bunch of ones?
We are disgusted by the outside forces that are attempting to disrupt our roly-poly rolls. I'm gonna start using that again. I missed that meme. That was funny.
90, 98, 100, and...
Clear that request was not heard by the lowest forms of trolls and sick people.
All right. Okay.
I'm sorry, I just keep looking at it.
It was such a truly good
I had to
period
click
of
away.
time.
Fantastic. Pat, you clearly had a 3-digit number because you were counting 100. So
Yeah, 104.
104, excellent. Momo,
I was very average, not high, not low, 61.
excellent.
Oh, let
Happy
me
for
put
you?
those in. Hold on, 104. What was your number again, Mama?
61.
61, thank you.
To
Shannon.
be clear, it's on the dice bomb, bath bomb dice.
Oh, the bath bomb dice.
So was mine, and
I still have the bath bomb
Thrilled.
dice.
for once in my life,
Go, Shan.
to say that my number was 112.
Excellent.
Ooh.
For once in my life. All right, Doc, let's hear it.
24.
What?
What did you roll?
Doc, did you roll with a single die? Like, what? I rolled 2 dice by accident. Whoopsie daisy.
It certainly felt like that.
Outside forces.
Yeah, the cat took 3 of my dice away, so I only rolled 3. I got of course 00 on the and not 000 for 100. I got 1 on the D20.
Ugh.
2 on the D6. A big 8 on the D8. And the others
Whoa.
were 3, 4, and 6. Yeah. So 24. Yep.
Wow.
Isn't that a roly-poly record low?
I feel like we've had a 21 on the show
Possibly, yeah.
Oh.
itself.
And like for
I'd have
don't
to go
remember
and
those that well.
I'd have to go and look,
yeah,
and I
and for
actually
full
know what?
disclosure, I may have sacrificed some points because like I knocked into my D20, and I couldn't remember which side it was on, so I re-rolled it. If it
Yep.
was the lower number, it wasn't up by much; it was up by like 1 or 2. If it was the
Yeah,
higher
yeah,
number,
yeah.
I lost 9. So it's like,
Mm.
but I wanted to be honest. I was like, I knocked into my die,
Yeah.
so I re-rolled it, like,
Yep.
because I couldn't remember what number it was on. I wasn't gonna lie and say it was the higher number because I don't know, and outside forces will not affect this roll.
All right, let's roll initiative for our shoutouts then,
Yeah.
shall we?
Wonder what happens if I like roll it off the bend spoon. How bad luck do we think
I'm
this
gonna
is
roll my
be?
biggest d20, which is
That's a big D20.
yeah,
Oh,
it's
it's
a
squishy.
stress ball.
I continue to be cursed.
Okay, that's
Max
on the
one.
ground.
2.
That bounced. It's 16.
I got a 7.
11.
Yeah, that's a 16.
So, Pat,
We remain in order.
Momo,
Oh, no, we
Shan.
don't. Shan.
and then myself.
Yeah, I did not win. I rolled it with the bend spoon, but I mean, it could have been lower.
Yeah.
Yeah, could have been.
Perfectly average.
You would have had to have a natural one in order to beat
Yeah.
me on this one.
So
Pat,
what do I shout out? I'm a little foggy.
whatever you
the
want,
moment.
or nothing.
I want to shout out ACs.
Air
Saviors
conditioning?
of my life. Yes,
Uh,
currently.
excellent. Anything else?
Just generally, they are, as the youth today say, the goat.
Great.
Be careful. You might be blamed for someone else's heat wave if you use your AC.
What?
France, the mayor of Paris, or a Paris official blamed the United States' use of air conditioning for the French heat wave. So
Sorry, but
be
that's
careful.
hilarious.
Be careful how much you use that air conditioner. Somebody might blame you for their heat wave.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I
I
will
could
take.
so not care less about
I could
others
take-
right now for this.
I could take your United States and raise you a Southeast Asia. Momo.
Am I next or is Shan next? Doesn't matter. I'll go. Shout outs. Gosh. Shout out to the Eurostar. Running impeccably late, as always.
Predictable then.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing is more expected than the Eurostar not leaving on time. Shout out to hotels that have air conditioning. I have missed air conditioning ever so dearly.
Did you have air conditioning in a hotel in Paris?
I did indeed, and I walked
That's
in the
why
door.
you had heat wave in Paris, because you were using it.
I know.
Oh my God! It was the
It's my
Australians
fault.
again. Outside forces.
It makes
It's my
sense.
fault. What else? What else is there to shout out? A shout out to in-person D&D. I'm playing in-person D&D again, and it is phenomenal. I missed it a great deal. And shout out to Six Pack. I'm really looking forward to the picnic this weekend. And shout out to Doc and Shan, because I really like coming on the podcast. So thanks for inviting me back. And shout out to Pat for this is the first time I've been on with you. So that's fun and exciting and new. Those are my shout outs.
Excellent. Shannon.
Shout out to Bear who won't shut up. That's
woof.
Bear. I can hear. I know it's him. It's that deep boy bark. Shout out to Doc, as always, for listening to me, and for Momo and Pat for joining us today. It's been fun. I'm very tired, and I barely took a nap because I planned a nap before the Mexico match. Shout out to Team USA. It'll be great if you beat Bosnia, but I won't be mad if you lose to them because that's what I expect. I'm used to disappointment. Also, because people
Setting the
just
bar
keep.
high.
Well, it's been interesting because people don't, like, obviously our version of trash talk is very different from other people's. And so people have been getting mad at us. Meanwhile, like, I've seen some crazy racist stuff said by other countries, but that's apparently okay. But we can't joke about not being able to find Bosnia on the map. Also, people saying that the whole world is rooting for Bosnia. I'm sorry, I don't think Kosovo is rooting for Bosnia. I don't,
Fair.
And also they accidentally said Alaska was rooting for Bosnia. Alaska is in America. I have to inform you. So is Hawaii. But whatever.
Last you checked. Yep.
Learn geography before you do your trash talk first. Like, if you can't find us on a map, you can't get mad at us for the same.
To be fair, the internet is full of Americans not knowing the rest of the world.
I know,
not
but
vice
that's what I'm
versa.
saying. But that's what I'm saying. Don't come at us if you also don't know geography. Like, you have to know your geography before you come at us for not knowing
But
ours.
that's what the internet knows. That's
well,
joke.
it's the World Cup, and if they can't take trash talk, they should get offline. It is the World Cup now, and grow up. Like, if you can't take it, don't dish it. That's rule number
fair.
1 of U.S. trash talk.
That's fair.
So, yeah, and they can't take it because they don't like us, so they don't want to take it. But oh well, too late. We're here. We're further than a lot of other countries. But we'll see how that goes. I'm not expecting them to win. I'm frankly not expecting them to win because that's just what I'm used to. But if they win, great. Good job, guys. You did it. You made it to the round of 16. We'll revisit this after tomorrow night when the match is. And shout out to Mexico. I want them to win too. So shout out to them. Good luck. Shout out to the Mexican fans who were outside Ecuador's hotel last night, keeping them up. That they filed an official complaint to the World Cup. Shout out to the World Cup. It's just been a really funny time. I'm having a good time. I think it's a very funny time. I think the world is so funny, and I love that this has just shown how much we actually crave community and internationality because we're having so much fun. Well, most of us are. Some of us aren't. What else? Shout out to... I don't know, man. The U.S. Happy birthday or whatever. Happy Canada Day as well.
Yep.
Canada Day first. 4th of July, of course, is when we get our heat wave. It's going to feel like 110 in Philadelphia on Friday.
Just say you were also happy about the other things that you were shouting out, and then you were like so half-hearted about happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July. I mean, 4th of July is every year. I will say
Yeah.
it is pretty exciting because it's 250, and in our neck of the woods, that's a very exciting thing for us, and we are hosting a World Cup match on the 4th of July. Very Philly time. It's just unfortunately going to be terrible, and I'm also working all weekend, so I don't even get to enjoy it. So shout out, enjoy the fireworks, everyone. Hopefully America wins tomorrow. We actually have something to celebrate. Shout out to the real America 250, the World Cup. What else? That might be it. I don't know. Like I said, I'm really tired. Shout out to coffee. Shout out to the La
100%.
Cologne World Cup ad. The La Cologne World Cup ad made me really weepy because it's about why Philadelphia would root for an underdog like Team USA. It's because we love an underdog, and also we believe in miracles because of Rocky or something. I don't know. I'll find the ad. It's very good. But yeah,
Excellent.
shout out.
And Philadelphia cheese.
Yeah, Philadelphia.
Which isn't really from Philadelphia.
It isn't really from Philadelphia.
Excellent. Cool. Thank you once again for coming on, Pat and Momo.
Thanks for the invite.
We hope to do it again soon. Enjoy the six-pack picnic this weekend, Momo. I'm
Take
sure it'll be a blast.
pictures. Share pictures.
Yep. I'm sure it'll be a blast. MCM Birmingham is coming up, right?
August.
Yep.
7th and 8th.
Everything's in
I
August,
believe.
Doc. Everything's in August.
Apparently. Yeah, 7th and 8th. I'll already be on holiday. Otherwise, I would also attend. Cool. And thanks once again for Shan for putting up with all of us. And
I'm just here, man.
you're just here for the vibes.
I'm
I
just
know.
here for the vibe. I already, yeah, as always. No
Um,
outside forces will
and we
affect
look-
this hockey club.
And we're always here for a good Shan player's handbook
Yeah.
vibe check.
Yep.
Shout out to Holly for providing the additional iconographs, which are now on the fandom.
Yes.
Very cool.
Shout out to Holly always.
Always shout out to Holly. And there will I hope to do some updates as well based on something Harry posted quite some time ago on rivers in Reliquie. So look out for that in the
I have to
fandom
do my
channel.
timestamps. I'm gonna get fired from my not
well,
real job.
You know,
My job that I
they're
don't
gonna dock your
have,
pay, Shan.
that I was told is not a job. Specifically.
They're gonna dock your pay. They're gonna dock
You're
your
gonna
pay.
have to
Dock my
prepare
pay
an
of
apology.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yep, because outside forces are affecting the hockey club. What's the other line that I kept laughing at? Let's see. Request is not heard by the lowest forms of trolls and sick people who scour the internet.
Oh man. There's just
This
no way
must
to
have been written by AI.
There's just no way to follow that up.
No. Thank you, Ottawa
Chat for
Senators.
now. We
Shout
might
out to
be
the Ottawa Senators.
Yeah, chat for now. We might be on chat for now. We might be on hiatus for a few weeks. I need to travel and stuff. But we'll be back soon. See you later.